Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I decided to move this up today, and it was supposed to be a Sunday's topic, but I changed it to evergreen content. Check that out. This is coming up Sunday. Yeah, I want to talk about, should I say, because the gender politics is now redundant at this point. It's very redundant. Okay, talking about gender wars are so far redundant and finished because of the recent co-ed panels I've seen. Okay, let's get into it. Um, This is my observation I've seen from March until now. I'm going to make this nonprofit. This is something I don't really care for. Let's see. Shouts out to Go P. Salute for coming in. As we can continue, yeah, it's now redundant at this point. Yeah, I want to talk about co-ed panels. Co-ed panels do not work in the manosphere or any type. I mean, I understand brothers like that stuff. I've seen it from recent streams in March. But the recent one I've seen was with, I think it was Sir Ism's panel, and I think Coed got upset with those girls coming in the spaces. The problem with them was they was trying to derail the conversations and things like that on panels and stuff, right? But what I've noticed in the chat, they was anti-us the whole time. So it's like my observation when the split happened on this side of the sectors I've seen. There are certain sectors of the spaces that I've seen that people love them so much. I know there's popular YouTubers and popular small channels that produce this stuff, which is cool. There's nothing wrong with them. But the issue is they try to bring the feminist stuff and they claim that their sisterhood. The sisterhood to me is dead. It died during the pink pill community and it got utterly destroyed. They was utterly destroyed last year and this year. They're not winning. They're done. They've been finished. Anybody be like, oh, they sisterhood and this, that. These niggas don't know nothing about the sisterhood. The sisterhood is finished. They're done. All you got is a bunch of sorry people running amok. They don't even like each other, right? Dudes have them on panels and trying to disrupt bullshit. I'm talking about the THMC, the fakes, the whole time. It was ran by this little child dictating the fake gender war we're seeing, which it doesn't exist. And I'm starting to believe that it's redundant. Why put deals on the table with these things on the line? I don't care now about these dudes. I mean, I agree with Kuda what he was saying about ism. Like, look, dude, he deals with it all the time. And we just dealt with what you call Slug Cherry, her wicked behind. I mean, I won't say Slug. I want to say Slug. Did I say Slug Cherry? Damn, I won't say half of her name. But yeah, what I've seen is what's going on, New Salute. It's just like what I'm seeing lately. It's just like I talked about my recent self stream. This is a problem. I feel like when you have panels full of females trying to dictate the conversation, I saw this from Tuesday night, Ism's panels with DJ Kudu and them going at. They cool, you know, they boys, but I don't tell you about those. The guys that like female panels, like those guys like them in Platinum, let them do them. I just don't want to see a divide of brothers over this shit. Let the females be who they are. I mean, yeah, they can come to space, it's cool, but on panels, they need to be disciplined. Or just don't come to the panel all with some bullshit from other streams. See, we can't go to theirs and criticize their points. You know what I mean? It's not like the old 1.0, 2.0 days. Because there's a new wave of youngins of them trying to tell us to fall back. The reason I make this topic is based off my observation, what I've seen in every spaces I've seen. Females is like the forefront of the gods, right? And gender politics is like a big topic in these spheres. I don't give a damn about them. This is a one-time thing. This is a one-time stream. I'm not taking this down. This is where I stand. I don't do co-ed panels. I don't do all the nigga shit that comes behind it. 9 out of 10, it goes left. And people stay off focus. I mean, this is, yes, it is a male space. I know we have females in it, which is cool. I understand that, but I don't do co-ed things. They try to dictate the channel and stuff. I know they're gonna have a co-hosting thing at the end of this month because of this feature. I ain't looking for no co-hosts. I'm just not at this point, and it's very redundant. What's going on? A lot of chips. Yeah, it's getting old. I agree. And you see it all the time. When I saw this in March, this one girl, what's her name? Let's see. She was causing trouble. At the time, I didn't want to say nothing. I wasn't mod over at Platinums at the time. This girl probably came from the slug side of the Viper Pit, right? That's where she came from. The Viper Pit is a bunch of suckers to me. I don't like the Viper Pit. Fuck all of them, right? Them simps over there. All they do is stir up strife and bullshit, right? Male feminist junkies, right? But you got these weird hoes, man. Want to dictate, ran throughs, right? Want to dictate, yeah, hyenas, yeah, want to dictate what we got to say in these spaces. I get tired of this in the chat and panels. It's just sad. What's going on, Renaissance? Sexy Red, what's good? But it's just sad. Like, I understand, you know, the conversing and things like that. Because the manosphere, I hate to say it, we're like a target. We're like target practice now. Okay, I'll tell you like this. We can go over at Pinji's, or what's that girl's name? That crazy French girl from Montreal, Annalisa Chime. You can't go over their chats and get on her panels and tell her what to do. I was in a chat one time, once upon a time in the months, right? She times out every dude that disagrees with her, right? Now, what type of pushback is that? They're a joke. I mean, and the ones with the THM, the Most High, wherever they want children, and some call them mountain, whatever they are, they're a joke. And I have to agree with Coed. They're all a jokes, man. They worse than the pink pill community. Well, what's next? We already whooped their ass once and last year. This year, they're done. They ain't got no structure. You're talking to a slug. Your leader's a slug that came from the Viper Pit. Like, please. Like, this is what I'm talking about. And I agree with the Coed and Ty City on this. Ty City, the difference between him and Ty City, though, Coed, he's more of he's fair. He likes music. He's big on that. And I give him that. You know, music is, that's what these hoes like. And that's what these things like, right? But Ty City don't do that. I mean, he's an artist too, but he's strict. And one thing I like about him in the Logic sphere, he don't allow them things to come on his panel. He'll bump them off real quick. But see, what he's learned from our recent years in the manosphere, it's a big culture. I just understand, like, for one thing I've noticed, they want to dominate everything in the chat and panels. Like in the chat, I respond, hey, what's up, boom, 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 and then fall back, right? But it's so crazy that one thing I learned about Ty City, though, he don't let him off the hook, man. Like, I like what he did I think was it last weekend? Maisha tried to challenge him in his points. He stood tall like a beast, man. He said, fuck this shit. He didn't want to conversate anything on Platinum's panel. See, Platinum's known for baiting guys to tap out, and it doesn't work. See, men are on to that bullshit. But see, if we go to their spaces, they want to cut our heads off. Oh, you're this. You're a dusty. You're despicable. You're evil and all this other shit. And I'm like, all right. You want to play that game? All right. Let's not have us on the same panel on our side, right? But see, they don't let them have theirs. You know, sometimes those dudes, they be simping, whatever, or they just trying to fit it on the team. And those things, them females do not care about his ass. They just use him as a weapon. And they're dangerous. But we laugh at these dudes, man. Like, it's so funny. What's going on, Third Ward? But I just don't agree with the Coed thing. I mean, I understand it's worse for certain people, but as a whole, for the whole space, you just can't. Not with the manosphere. Now, you can talk non-manosphere topics and not be, Coed-y, but some dudes portray these style of panels. And News said, I'd rather go on female panels, and that's a select few. Yeah, it's only a select few. The only one I probably went on was probably Melody. Shout out to Melody. Melody's doing her thing. She putting her foot down. She don't want a lot of niggas on the panel, and I don't blame her. I done said enough on her panels last year. I done said enough. I'm good. Because mostly I don't. And I hardly ever go on panels myself. I always in the chat. That's it. So what I'm saying is right now, it's like, it's so redundant talking about them at this point. And I think Ty City said it best, man. What's the point? I said this in my self live stream, and I want to tell Zakuta, who gives a fuck about them? They going to disagree regardless of the situation. Oh, he did this. Oh, he's that. He ain't shit. And next thing you know, they're gonna call you a damn terrorist. That's another damn thing. And I'm just like amazed what people think about it. It is so redundant. Now, I know I hate to say this, that the females get tired of talking about them. We get tired of talking about them too, but it's no point. I mean, we've proved our point last year. But these little kids, these little children, and I don't know what happened to Celeste. They said she deleted her account or she got destroyed or whatever. I don't know what happened to her. I haven't seen her lately. I think she's done tapped out. I think her husband don't woke up to this these spaces. They'd be like, oh shit, let me get my wife off of there. See, you don't know. We don't know what happens in their lives. You know what I mean? They come on these panels and they're married too. Most of them are married too, married hoes too. And you know what the fucked up thing is? I mean, shouts out to Coed and them. I mean, I don't see how y'all can do it, man. I mean, I respect it and everything. I get it. But I know it's a marketing thing. But dude, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. What I've learned is, even with the Tuesday, I would say the Tuesday thing, I don't think it was Coed, but it was a little bit. But dude was trying to derail, and he's probably became one of those panels too. I don't know, man. But when you come to places like Coed and Platinums, you gotta be mindful, dude. Dude, they're gonna let females talk. You know what I mean? I respect it. They're gonna let the females talk. If I was talking to Brom, and I said, dude, I wish I can talk to him if he ever came here. And this is my way. Dude, you cannot have that over there. You know, let them be who they are. Do not try to tell them what to do. That's the worst thing you can tell a host, especially a male host that hosts both genders. It's very hard to dictate that. I'm sorry to say that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's go on American Ego. Salute, man. You cannot tell them what to do. And I learned that a valuable lesson, I'll say last year. And I'm just saying, my God, I just can't. And what she say? Okay, I want to read this. Okay. I asked Platt if I can come up because I don't want to warm out my welcome. Oh yeah. You can always go over there. I ain't got no problem. I'm just saying, my boys Platt and Cuda. Yeah, be mindful of dudes like Romney, man. Because Romney, if I was you, brother, please do not tell them what to do. Let them how they run their panels. You know, that's what males should do, especially the men. They should not tell them, because I know Platt's not manosphere, and I know Cuda is, because we know Cuda from the manosphere, but he's different than everybody else. Everybody's different. But you got dudes that's strictly male, and I get it. But you got some dudes have one female on the panel. This is a commonplace. But if we go over their place, oh, you're getting timed out. You're getting blocked. You're getting the fuck up out of there. You're not coming this way, you man. You niggas. That's what the black women always say. All right, cool. All right. All right. You don't belong here. You like these men, you're weirdos. You're dusty and all this other shit. And I'm like, all right. Cool. And it's just like, you know, and I had to get this topic out because I was going to do it for Sunday. And I said, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck at this point. I know they're going to hate this. Go ahead. I don't give a shit. I mean, it's redundant talking to them at this point. I mean, it's okay to be cordial with them in conversation. The only ones I talk to them on is probably Cooters and probably in the chat and Platinums. It's up and down for here. But when I go on Platinum streams, I do not hit that link. You know why? I just let them be who they are. Now, the men don't go on the other side. Not all of us do, but the ones that do, beware of your own risk. And especially stay away from Annalisa Chime, and she will knock your ass out. They don't play that bullshit. And plus, I think I think Platt's audience like different females in the panel. Of course they do. That's it's done by design. I honestly think Cuda shouldn't rep the manosphere or claim it, consider the fact so many people in the manosphere are against him, all because of his belief in the gang concept. Facts. Um, he shouldn't at this point. I think he should just be an entertainer. I think he should just be an entertainer. I told him this on the panel once, dude, you should be an entertainer. I mean, you got the talent, you can rap. Let me tell you something about his content. His content is somewhat male and female, but it's entertainment. It's both genders. I know he's fair, but to be honest with you, War, I agree with your statement. He should be an entertainer. Women love that music. I'm sorry. The reason they donate and love his content, it's not just the gear and all this stuff. It's the fucking music. I'm sorry. I hate to say this. As men, men know how to sell material things to females, but that music is just the icing on the cake. I'm like, what the fuck? And hey, this is their thing. I don't judge him. I mean, hey, he know what to do. That music gets him every time. Platinum is definitely Manos, but that nigga's in denial. In a way, yes, he was last year, but hey, American Negro, man, hey, if he gets attacked by certain females, that's how you'll get in, you know. But they want that entertainment. I respect them too, because they're consistent with it. That's all they about. They entertain. But certain brothers can take the red pill message. See, the red pill space is bigger. You just got different layers of it. It ain't just one dimensional. No, it's different levels. Now, SYSBM ain't gonna allow no females on no panels. You know that. Especially MGTOW and all these male groups. They don't fuck with y'all like that. Because there's female sectors that got their own female groups do not allow us on there. And the reason I don't go over there, I just be in the chat strolling and peeping and then just cut out. I stopped doing that since probably the end, I would say the beginning of this year, and then I just cut them off. And I was done with them after that. And then that woman, what's her name, Annalisa Chima, man, she's one of the worst. I recommend every male of the sphere do not go over there. She does not want no pushback. It's a joke. Don't do it. That's how they get you. See, Platt is similar. He's a counter. But when you go over there, it's always derailment and bullshit. But I get it. I get the hate. I get the hate, you know? And I saw this at March from Platinum's channel, and I saw this from other spaces because we're a hot target, like Kuda said. It's true, but Kuda has to understand you can't bring manosphere stuff to females. They're not going to fuck with it. Ty City said the same thing. But I'll answer Third Ward's question. Third Ward, we got the logic sphere for that. We got the logic sphere. We don't got the manosphere. I mean, Kuda's part of the logic sphere himself. You know what I'm saying? He don't need a manosphere because the manosphere is just, it's been derailed by Purple Paradise, aka Purple Pill Paradise. So yeah, man, it's just like, y'all got to understand something. A lot of people just want to be seen and be heard right now. I don't care what people do in their spare time. You know, I'm just saying. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, let's get it going. And I'm not even worried about the politics of it. The politics of it is just like they be in these male spaces, and a lot of them are married and stuff. But I know people's distracting, got other things to do. But one thing I can say is it's crazy. I don't even pay attention to it. The first nigga in history to get a wrench snatched for dropping his guest links. Old crazy nigga, all entertainment. Yeah. I got stories for him. He timed me out when I don't tell you a secret, American Eagle. He timed me out because of that Kwame thing. When Kwame was popping on his channel, when I think I was subscribing at the time. We was bigging up Kwame at the time, but I didn't see the masculinity hustle. I cut him off a couple of months ago. He timed me out because I was I was posting. It wasn't a link. It was a comment about Kwame, and then talking about how many people he had, and he timed me out for that. He did a lot of. That was the one time he did that, and I stopped fucking with that shit for a long time. And I think it was like a couple months ago, and I said I was good on that. When Kwame came in around May, I think it was June or May. I think it was May or June. Ever since then, I was done with dude. I mean, I don't hate the guy. I just don't do shit for him like that. I just be a mind. I don't do the fuck shit that he does. Like, yeah, he did that to everybody, but you ain't the only one. I notice shit like that. See, I pay attention. I just leave him alone. I just let him be a fool and just do what he do. Yeah, I ain't never see. And see, I'm gonna tell you this: real manosphere dudes don't do that. Time out people with wrenches. He's the only one I know that. So he's not manosphere. No, he never claimed it. He always claims something else. That's like I mentioned ARC earlier in my self live stream. He never really claimed it. But it's just, I hate to say that, but nobody messes with him like that on both sides. I'm sorry, most people don't like platinum. I'm observing as a content creator and a current manosphere person. They don't mess with him like that outside of this space, and I've noticed that. Let's stop the cap. You know, it's a little divided, and I agree with you on that. Yeah, he's a little off. Yeah, I mean, he's a little off. I'm not hating on anything. It's just it's normal. I get it. It's a stick that he pulls, but the one thing I can say about him though, he's calculated. He gets it done. That's why he's consistent. I'm not mad though. I mean, look, hey, you do what you got to do. He runs his channel a certain way. This is why I mean by this topic. He's going to support that content because it sells. If you talk about women and get money and gender politics, it is. You know, yeah, it is entertainment. That's why I don't take him that seriously on serious topics. And I just don't do it. You know, yeah, he said like all of y'all. Yeah. But shit, I ain't part of that. I'm far from that. I'm not that most entertaining. No, I'm the most hated. I can own that. I can give you, for example, that March shit from now. I've been knocking niggas down. I've been getting a few heavy hitters there and there. But what I think I learned about dudes like Coed and Platinum, they have different types of content. But you got to understand that one has to think what's what. You know, but Coed, he does music and stuff. I give him that. But Platinum, he's on a whole nother level. I think his is, I don't want to say clout chasing. I think I said that in my other self-stream earlier. And I think part of it is people like shit like that. I'm not going to lie. Our people love that bullshit. And I learned this about YouTube recent years, even the gender politics and shit. It's becoming a big money grab. And I think it's redundant and stupid because we defeated their points last year and probably early this month. Not early this month, but months ago in the winter. So we killed them on that. But when the split happened, with me and other individuals, I was like, damn, it was a mess. And that Rose Scholar stream was a classic. I still love that stream. I was an asshole on that. And you just said it. Me, Cuda, myself, Thai City Platinum Surrealism are the most hated dudes in this space. You're absolutely right. See, that right there, I agree. That's all we have in common. If we was ever on a panel, I don't know if it was on Kuda's panel or this panel or whoever, we're the most hated. And I agree with that because the reason we're the most hated because we don't deal with the bullshit as much. So I get it. It's now redundant. And yeah, we here. So I'm not even worried about it. But that's the thing that you got to deal with. Yeah, it's understood. Of course it's understood because one, I've noticed that March split, it taught me something. That whole year, I love the month March of this year. I'm gonna remember this till next year because that split happened. I said that's one of the best things that happened to me this year. Last year was a wash for me. This year, Shit. Hell, I learned a lot by getting my content off the ground because I was doing pre-records, but doing this, oh, it's worth it. I'm taking a big risk. But what I saw in the recent co-ed panels with Kuda going at it with Ism, like, let them do their thing, man. He stood his ground. He's going to keep females on his panels and things like that. But it's a risk in the future. Yes, it's a risk. And it's hard to maintain it. But old boy was trying to derail it on the last stream with the Tuesday turn-ups. I'm like, dude, you're fucking it up. That stream this morning was funny. Yeah, it was. I was at that stream. I didn't really care for it. I was moving around over at Rogers. I was looking at the replay of that stream, the Tuesday turn-ups, and I fell asleep probably like 2 hours on that panel and got up around the 9-hour mark in 30-something seconds. I heard old boy's voice. I said, oh my God, is that him? And you kind of threw him off with the furniture shit. I'm like, what the fuck? He's not the furniture guy. No, that's the dude be going panel to panel. I've seen him over at Ramil's. I've seen him go over at I ain't seen him on the Platinum, but I heard his voice over in Platinum. That's it. I was falling asleep. I was sky watching in my bedroom, sleeping. But then I found out he was over at Ramil's. I said, that's that dude. And that's twice I seen him over at Ramil's. My God. These dudes is funny. They funny as shit. But the co-ed panel thing, man, I think I did a stream on it. It is so terrible, man. Like, I mean, we had a good build. When we talk about is that the future, and that's what this is relating to. It's coming a problem for certain men. I don't deal with that much of that, but I understand it's a marketing tool. But it's good. It's good to get people on. So I think it will be the future. I will say for a couple of years, but if men tolerate, but it's a risk, man. I better not hear anyone say I don't hood women accountable. I'll hold anyone accountable. Oh, yeah, you do. Oh, what's going on, Rashawn? Salute. Yeah, man. I'm just saying, man. I'm looking at this thing. It's like I want to discuss this topic. It's a real thing to me. I'm like, I see people come at it back and forth. And when you get topics like these, they get little strenuous and things like that. So I'm not even worried. But when you're dealing with topics like this is supposed to be a Sunday's topic. I decided to move it up because I know I was doing the history thing and I was cool. And I said, you know what? I deserve everybody to give them this topic. So, yeah. And that's the whole point. And what I found out, that's one of those things. And I said, that's the thing I just want to just stick with. But the topic, I want to talk about how redundant it is. I mean, we did this last year, and I know people talk about the earlier of 2021. And it's sad that you have people still talk about this gender war stuff. I'm like, dude, that shit's dead. They ain't, most men, I'd say some men and some men in space now not even think about that. It's these dudes be crying a lot, be thinking about it. And you got little kids running around saying, oh, I need a man and stuff. So damn, that's just crazy. We're the most hated because we're independent thinkers. We're not following the sheep. Niggas like the rest of these dudes in the space. Shouts out to DS1 and his screaming sheep sound effect. Yeah, that's classic. Right. And I had to learn that third word. That was in March 2nd when I met Kuda, man. I've been wanting to subscribe to him since last year. But see, I didn't know where the hate was coming from last year. I saw it last year. I had no issues with him. See, I didn't know him well until I saw his content. I said, this dude's all right. But that's the whole point. You deal with guys like that. He's like the future. And yeah. I'm not even worried about it at this point. So I'm gonna copy the link. I ain't gonna set it down just yet. I'm just going to paste it right now. And yeah, I'm just looking at it like this. Most people would rather see a car crash. They just want to see a lot of damages in groups and things like that nature. And I'm just out here, not even worried. So yeah, I'm in here today. I think I have open discussion with ladies can be difficult for women that don't understand men really, nor do they want to, in my opinion. Yeah, you said that earlier in my self stream. Mm-hmm. And depends on the rarity to find another Kendra on this side. Yeah, it is. It's only a handful. The one you can, I won't count JX because JX is the big homie on the other side. She be hanging with Zero and them. But the one I would say is Melody. Melody about to flip on them dudes because she gonna get tired of this shit. I mean, Beach is. I would say this. Beach is one. It's just a handful. You know, we got them in here right now. But you know, and it's just what you see. He said instead of women trying to understand where men coming from, they want to change men into what they want, and instead of accepting men who we are. Exactly, facts. I agree. And he said, American Negro, you got my number, right? That's what he told him. He said a lot of niggas on YouTube have mental problems. Absolutely, I agree. They sure do. It's that, and they're a little narcissistic. And I kind of stay away from those individuals. I mean, they need therapy bad. A lot of people say that. He said, yeah, that is true. Yeah, I just look at it like this. I'm not even worried. People just have to do what they have to do. You do what you have to do to survive. Gender politics can be a big thing, but the problem is they take this stuff way too serious. I think a lot of times people get emotional and then they just see a female on the panel. And no matter if it's, to be fair, I don't care if it's MOTs. I don't care if it's one or two, three females on an all male panel. One female, I would say four females, get them all rattled up and amped up. There's going to be some problems. Now on theirs, they try to ask you questions. I give you an example of this one content creator. I forget. I know y'all know her name. Her name is Annalisa, right? She had dudes on the panels, right? I've noticed this a couple months ago. It's about, I'll say about 4 or 5 months ago. What's going on, Mike V? Salute. And it's just sad. They do this a lot, do a lot of damage, and then once they get triggered, they just start just wigging out crazy. And I think I seen this on Art of New Style when Mike was trying to change the subject. And these dudes talk about the gender politics, and that's very normal. It's in all these spaces. It ain't just what I've seen. I've noticed. And then Coed flipped out on Ism about how to run his channel. It's like, dude, let him be him. If he wants females on his panels, let him do it. I mean, it's an experiment. But as men, we should be focused on real things, like, get into situations, how to fight this thing, put things in position and put in place and have an infrastructure to combat this stuff. But until then, most men ain't willing to do that. They're just not into it. He said, Platinum is comedy, straight comedy. He is hilarious, is not to be taken seriously. Absolutely. At this point, he shouldn't. I think somebody called me a feminist this morning. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, you're going to be called a lot of things. I mean, if you stay in these spaces long enough. Most dudes are totally focused on women. Men should be focused, in my opinion, on being free for drama. And most women are drama. I love women, but most are drama. Yeah, I agree. Imagine if everyone helped and worked with each other. Yeah, they can, American Negro, but that's so, I mean, I would say at this point, it's so far gone. But I understand why I did this topic the way I did. I mean, it's so redundant. It's going to get to a point that people are going to get tired of talking about it. And I've seen people say enough is enough. I think Kuda had I would say the Tuesday turn-ups. I was in that stream and he wanted to talk about black pills. So I said, dude, all they do is focus on women all day. You should know that by now. That's not the answer to do. if you're trying to do this stuff. He tried to do the Alan Watts. I give him that. But when you talk to these certain people, like I think the general said, like certain people need to be talked to. It's only a handful can be in that discussion. You don't need these discussions with them like that, especially if you're talking about the pill stuff or any form or any high intelligence. That's something you want to have a select few brothers on your panel. But since you got a channel called Player Talk Radio, it's kind of hard to change your format. And if I was Coed, I wouldn't just stick to entertainment. But I know he's smart. I know he drops a little gems there and there. Just be creative. Just use your music to get the message out. Just don't try to use the I won't say management stuff, but the intellectual stuff that's real deep stuff, because a lot of dudes ain't gonna get it. And I think Ed and John derailed the conversation at the beginning of the stream. He got upset and he wanted to talk this out, what he really was on his mind. So I get him on certain streams on that, but I can't get him. If Fasten was there, the conversation would be totally different. Because you got dudes want to derail it, but that's what you get. And you see it all the time. Oh, I think I saw 5 minutes. Chaos agents are a plague. Yeah, they are. Much respect to everyone. Yeah, man. When I'm doing this topic, I'm just saying gender politics is just something we should not be focused on. That's one of the things I don't do on this channel and probably don't talk about it at all. I mean, that's something we got to work as a collective, as men, to fight against these laws. But it's not really our fight. It's really their fight, because we watch this shit burn. This is the women's responsibility. Our responsibility is not theirs. We got to be responsible how we move out here, right? So I don't worry about what they do. They're gonna come in these spaces. Yeah, they're willing to learn, and then I'm okay with that. But the thing is, the politics of it, we shouldn't be worried about. We got to be structured first before we can compete. They already got theirs. We just need ours. So the problem is, it's too many distractions. But I'm not mad. I mean, people love entertainment. That's king, and you gotta understand, everybody's not with the serious stuff. And I noticed that with content, and if you have evergreen content, it's gonna come through. So yeah, I realized that when you're talking about relationships, it's a big banger. And then gender politics is another one. And when you get into the motion of things, it becomes a problem. I don't worry about what people say about me in this channel. It's only a select few. This is a one-time thing. Talk about this. I talk about co-ed panels that don't work for the manosphere. It only works if you don't have ideologies like feminism or manosphere ideologies. It should be like a neutral based ground. It's only a handful of channels to do that. Because some dudes that's in the sphere should not go to co-ed panels. I'm just saying, for my advice, I wouldn't go. If I was a dude, if you're into the manosphere stuff, I would step away. Because what is going to happen is you're going to have a lot of problems in the future. Because a lot of people, they just going to be who they are, And I know people is upset about certain things and things like that. And I'm not even worried at this point. So, yeah, the politics of the game is they're going to keep going. So I'm not even worried at this point. When you focus on it, I'm just saying it for a reluctant to do certain things. But I've noticed, I mean, co-ed panels, they can be fun for most people, but 9 out of 10, most dudes in the sphere shouldn't go. I mean, because we don't even go on the women's panels like that to challenge them on their talking points. I mean, it's only if they challenge us, and it's cool. But what Coed did in that interview with that slug, man, he did a stream on it, and he left that stream, and then before he got kicked off. And that's the risk you pay if you support women, or actually women support you, but the music, that's his thing. And that's what happens, Oh, Rashawn was saying that, yeah. But yeah, I'm not even worried. So let me check something real quick. Yeah, I'm back. So I'm just saying, like what I'm talking about in this topic, I'm just like, it's so redundant to the point. I'm not even worried about it. But yeah, I'm gonna pin this real quick. But the thing is about me, I'm just like, I'm looking at this when Kuda got upset about what was going on, and he was warning, and I think News in the comments, he said it's already been hijacked, and a lot of brothers were saying this, and I've been around certain spaces. I'm like, people talk about this a lot. Yeah, gender politics sells, relationship sells. That's why these brothers are distracted. They're not building nothing and being constructive with their little work. So you know how it is. Oh, we got Rashawn Hobart.
Yo,
What's going on, man?
nothing much, man. But now that I think about it, you did tell him go play a talk radio. I mean, that's pretty much he has to live by. But shit, now that you put that in that perspective, it's like, maybe it was not the best time for him to actually get into the pills. You know.
Yeah, it was derailed by two individuals, and they ain't built for this space. I mean, it's only a handful that talks about it, but when you talk about gender politics behind it, it's kind of hard. And then they see the females; they don't take that stuff seriously. And I've noticed that in
Yeah.
the chats, the way they disagree with certain us in there. I don't like half of them. Some of them I do, and some I don't. I mean, I have my favorites, but the problem is you got to structure it right. And
That's
when we go to their side, it's really it's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
understand,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I agree.
yeah,
Mm. I
and
mean,
then
shit. I've been
yeah,
I've been pretty much been snooping around to see what's been going on. So yeah, I mean, shit. On this side, we got nothing to worry about. But
yeah,
well, it's always best to take precautions.
yeah.
Indeed, because you never know. Shit.
She wants her to be co-ed. Well, that's cool. I mean, I ain't got no problem with it. It's just like certain dudes, they shouldn't be doing a lot of them because it's I've seen some problems. I think Melody had problems with this dude named Mel, and he's a good example of this too. And he just out there. Something happened to me. Yeah. But he was having a temper tantrum over there, and I think she was trying to control the panel. And then when she did a stream about the do's and don'ts, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you got to have boundaries and rules as a host. Now, I understand Kuda is more of a he's friendly to the ladies, which is cool. That's his personality. But one thing I can say about the co-ed panels, like it can be good, but sometimes you got to put your ideologies in the background, especially the men too. And then, like I think CG3 said this and myself last street, a lot of us lack to control our emotions. Like when it's certain disagreements, you just walk away. And I think Ty City did
Right.
a great job last weekend against Maisha, and that was great telling right there. So
Mm.
he did what he's supposed to do. And when I saw that, I said, yeah, he got my salute right there. And if the conversation was gonna go left, it was gonna go left anyway. So I already knew it was coming.
You know what's funny? I actually had a stream talking about learn knowing how to control your ego.
Yeah,
You know, and that's the most fundamental thing. But apparently, you have people who company that they keep that stroke their egos and they get all big headed and it ends pretty like especially on this space. shit. I like how many times we seen so many of these maggles in their feelings.
Oh yeah, a bunch of times.
Yeah, a bunch.
I don't get emotional over it. I kind of laugh, and I think I laughed at what you call a cat one time, and I told you about this one on that stream. The second
Yeah,
time
you
she was drunk on that Jack Daniels. I was using that. See, me and Ty said the only difference they know who to go after and they know who don't, and I don't have to worry about the big homie coming over here because we got it in it with each other a couple of times. You want to dictate the panel and stuff. I'm like, no, this is my panel. You don't dictate nothing over here. You can talk about that KS relationship talking points over there because I know how she does her thing. You know, they have like this control thing because last year, the way she does to the dudes is kind of like, can't have that.
yeah,
You can't really mention her name because she gets triggered. You know, no, she's triggered. That means they have their own little minds. So, you know, I don't talk about anything like that. So it's
yeah,
nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong talking about, you know, relationships, but it's so redundant at this point because most dudes they don't even want that conversation. They don't even want to care because it's not realistic for most people. They just end of the day, themselves in that bag. So, you know,
yeah, and it's oh man, like it's just pathetic. It's like it's like man, it's like y'all really call yourselves men?
yeah,
It's like man, the real men died out when my grandfather passed. Like shit, like half of y'all just don't know what the hell y'all be talking about.
yeah, man. I'm not even worried. So it's one of those things, man. You just got to look at it from all angles. But
Mm.
what I've noticed, I don't get tripped over with co-ed panels. I think we had a discussion on this stream with Auntie in that situation on my birthday, and oh my
Mhm.
god, that was just. And when the big homie came in, she flipped the tables and just dictated the whole
Wait,
panel.
was I there?
I don't think he was there. I told you about it, but it was
Yeah,
wild.
I do remember you told me about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And that's what
Shit.
I'm talking about. And then I'm seeing it more lately happening with the same people I saw in March doing it, and they've been plotting this for a long time. I think Kuda got upset about that with the slug, and I said, yeah, it's the same people, man. I already know who's gonna be over there. He just might as well drop the hammer on them and take their wrenches because Art New Style did the same thing. There was one female that he was cool with and
Uh,
took the wrench, and you know, New was king of that. But it's sad, but you know,
yeah, it really is. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like bunch of hollow silhouettes, if you ask me.
she can come up. Hell, she can add a
Yeah,
discussion. I ain't got no problem with it.
there
But
are
you
no
know,
objections here.
yeah. I'm just saying, like, what I've seen for him, Kuda got upset about that on Ism. That was very telling. That's the first I've seen him really got upset. He just started spazzing on boy, man. But you know,
Yeah,
Islam's cool though. You know, I understand. And I
I
like,
was gonna
yeah,
jump in, but I was just like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna let Ism handle this, cause like, you know what I mean? Like they both made valid points from different perspectives.
uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just sitting here like, yo, what the hell is the problem? You
Yeah.
know, like, yeah, man, like shit. It's like both are right. You know, they're absolutely right. You know,
Yeah.
you got
Mhm. Yeah, I want to read this to you again. And this what he said himself, Kuda, my name, Sir Badayu, me, Ty City, Platinum, and Sir are the most hated dudes in this space. And exactly. And then he said, we're the most hated because we're independent thinkers. We're not following sheep like niggas and the rest of these dudes in this space. Shouts out to DS1 and his screaming sheep sound effect. Exactly.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's some true. Yeah, we are independent thinkers. That's why my channel is like the most hated and I'm like the villain. And I'm okay with that. I love it. I love the attention.
You know,
Red, you can come up ahead and you can have a few words. I mean, I usually do like a 3 hour binge, but you know how it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hello there, Red.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. Oni the Shinobi. What's good?
Hello there. Hello.
How you guys doing?
Oh, we just up here chilling, just talking up here. You know, while I'm observing. I mean, it's funny at the same time. It's just like wow. You know, it's supposed to be a man's space, but you know, at this point, I'm like, I'm kind of agree with New. It's just it's gone haywire, man. I'm like, we would be talking in the chats. I'm like, dude, it's done already. And then when Kuda starts spazzing out, I just had a thought last, I think it was a couple of weekends ago. He went off on Islam about the structure of the sphere. I said, dude, you should just be an entertainer. I keep telling them every time on panels, you should be an entertainer. If you
Yeah.
keep doing this that long, like 11 hours, I'm like, man, you gotta be an entertainer. I'm
But the
sorry.
thing is, it's like he's standing alone,
Yeah,
you know, because the things that he wants to do is he wants to take it to the next level. And it's like he doesn't feel like anybody else wants to do it. Or if they do it, they don't give him credit if they have taken any type of advice from him. And that's why I sent him money, because all the information that he's giving me, I would have never thought to get a mic and to get a capture card. And you have to pay people for their information. That's vital.
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
You gotta pay people. I mean, and also he doesn't have to sit up here for 10, 12 hours, but he does. And you know, it's just like people just don't show him love, I feel like sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I know he's a nicer guy, and I think Gino said this. I said, "Well, that's his personality." I can't say nothing to him because I'm usually rough on people in real life. I can be nice, but you know, once you get burnt so many times, I done been through the fire like he has. But when you're trying to lead a group of people, it can be daunting. I try to tell him, dude, I tried that 9 years ago, man. It just ain't gonna work, man.
The
You
thing
just
is,
gotta be
when
the select few. Yeah, go
as
ahead.
you level up through your life, you realize that like it's like petals on a flower. It's
Right.
as it ages, one petal at a time, just fall off to your last petal, and you just standing there as the stem. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I just feel like he's standing alone, and sometimes you just got to keep going alone with your plans.
Yeah.
Right.
You
And
know.
people say like think, oh, she's selfish or full of herself. No, I put me first. Well, God first, then me, of course. And then if I get a husband, then God, him, then me. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I mean, these days, I saw that replay of that stream on Turn Up Tuesday. I mean, it was derailed by what's his name, Edward and John, and he wanted to
Yeah.
talk about that black pill stuff, and I told Kuda that's not the
Oh,
time of the conversation.
yeah.
Like, not with those dudes. And then New got upset. He said, "These dudes is not black, they blue." I'm like, no. I was laughing in the chat. I said, "New, they don't get it." I know. I wish he would start his stream and get it together with that Zoom, man. Just send me that email link. I'll talk about anything he wants because I'm willing to do that. But Kuda was trying. I said, Kuda, they gonna put you in a box based off of your
Yeah.
brand, you know. And I get it, you know. I'm like, it's hard. I know he likes to talk about a lot of things because I get it out. I'm the only person on that panel get the best out of him because out of them other dudes, I just want to learn a lot about his character. You know, I was like, oh, okay, he's about this. And the reason I'm looking at his old stuff, I said, man, I can have something like that. I mean, I can learn a lot from his stuff from last year. See, he was trying to do something, you know, one of those spots, thanks to CG3. He said, look, he said, you need to stick to this. I said, all right, I'm gonna be good over here. But on this Sunday, I'm just gonna talk about what you call evergreen content. And he put that in my head, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna let this shit grow.
All the information that he gives out so much information.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Like he gives out too much. Like
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, but I want you to be compensated fairly for for your work. Imagine an hour like that's I know doing nails. I spent like a lot of money on tools and polishes and equipment, just all kinds of stuff, and that stuff costs. And then people come up to you, well, can you teach me? Sure, if you can pay me. The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like that. It's always been like that. What you mean? It's like that. It's always been like that. I'm gonna get paid. The fuck?
I don't teach for free.
No, you don't
Right.
teach for free because everything costs. Even though it may not have monetary value, everything costs.
Yeah. Even if you're doing something like realistic on your big goals. And I told him as an entertainer, like I go by his background. Like when he had issues with those fellas over there, somewhere around February and Zero's I would say stream, because I was at that 16-hour stream. This is before I even met him. And at the time I heard his name last year because they used to praise the dude. They said, "Oh, he's the greatest thing in the world," blah, blah, blah. And then they turn around and they said,
You
"Man,
said
fuck."
the way you said that.
No, I just remember what they said when I was over there, like since last year. And then they turn around and say, "Man, fuck this nigga." I'm like, what?
Wow.
And then I had to learn about him. And then when I met him March 2nd after that stream, his stream was in my feed. And if you watch that stream on March 2nd, I'll never forget it. It was about the get the bag, typical stream that he does. I was at the 6-hour mark at the end, and I had this okay, I'm gonna show you this icon I came with. I start out like this. I've had this the whole time, and then I start getting different avatars, and then I start this and now. And if you see that stream, that old stream, March 2nd, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then he said,
Who is that?
and that's just me, but it's supposed to be like
statue.
the Saint Maurice statue. That's what I got it from those when I had the history links last night. I got it from there, and I had it for years.
Yeah.
And then I came into the stream right around that 6-hour mark, but it was in my feed. And it was in the afternoon. I'll never forget Eastern time, and I saw his channel, and I never heard of the third shift. And then once I heard about his notorious self and what you call it, Coed, because they used to praise him last year. And then when I look at his old streams now, all the people that used to be cool with him, I used to hang with them last year. Now the split came over a small disagreement. I just shook my head. I was like, God damn, over that, please. And then I look back at it now. He said, "Sir, oh by Yahoo." He said, "Come over here real quick." He didn't realize I was dapping niggas up, and he didn't realize that. He was just, I think he fell asleep during the chat because I was priesting up with Stoic and everybody. And then all of a sudden I came up, and we started talking. And then he said, "What was that stuff about style?" He said, "Is that what you think about me, bro?" And I was trying to tell him I was trolling. See, I didn't know who he was. And then I realized that got to him. See, I know how to sting him. You know what I mean? Because I know how to get in people's, touch they rough their feathers, but I didn't think he'd take it to that. I was just playing around. But at the time, he wasn't cool with that individual that we talk about. I call him Mr. 3-syllable himself. But it's just like, I look back at it now, and then I look at March. I say, yeah, that Road Scholar stream, that was a classic, and I still love that stream.
That was a classic. I need to watch that one again.
Yeah, and I was crazy in that stream. I was talking to most ish. I said, "Man, look at me."
I've been crazy. I've been crazy these last 2 streams. I don't like when I get like that. I just get it passionate, and I hate when people try to bullshit me. That really irks the fuck out of me. It does. It does. Don't talk that shit if you're not, actually doing. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but
it's gone, Don. Mm-hmm.
It's just fucking weird. Don't say I should be married and you're not married. The fuck? How does that make sense?
Oh, yeah,
or I should have some kids. You don't even have kids.
That was crazy.
That made me so pissed.
Yeah, but
it take a lot to piss me off, and that was the one.
But that stream on Platts, and I think Raven saluted you. That I know exactly who he's talking about. And then we was on that stream that Tuesday, I would say Wednesday morning, and I look at the replay of this stream. I said, Raven, you ain't slick, boy. Raven ain't slick, boy. Yeah, man. Yeah, and I kind of fell asleep halfway, and I think me and General and Fasten made a good bill at the end. I like the 11-hour part when we was talking. Then Mahogany said, "I ain't heard your voice before." I was like, "Well, this is the second time we've been on the panel." I tried to tell her, you good, because the first time we was on the panel, we was doing that individual that interviewed Cuda, and it went south. I saw bits and pieces of that interview, but I didn't want to get into it. But when he did the stream, I said, "Damn, I knew something wrong."
Yeah.
And he started spazzing. He started spazzing. I said, "Ah, shit, a rant coming on."
That's the only way I can get people to listen to me, guys. It seemed like I gotta actually damn. I don't want to be like this, but you're making me like this. So this happens.
Yeah.
Don't bullshit me.
Like, you individuals been sipping that paradise.
And I don't like when people try to walk me to a point. Just tell me what they'll be like. So the sky blue, right? Yeah, I know the fucking sky. Okay, and then I'm like, okay, well, go ahead. Well, I'm just trying to. But okay, but what's the point of it? Just get to it. I don't need you know what I'm saying? Skip the foreplay. Let's just get straight to it. Shit.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know the General does this a habit. I know dudes been in spaces too long.
It's a few of you guys do it. Yeah.
I mean, I try not to, because I know y'all don't care.
I don't think I've ever heard you, but I know
I try not to. It's like I said, they don't care. We get it because we know what you're gonna say. We know how you're gonna respond, because I used to get in with my moms all the time, but once I got older, I realized it's not worth it. I mean, the older she's still a woman, and I said, "Man, fuck this, I'm good." I still respect my mama, but damn.
I think at the end of the day, both genders have to learn how to respect each other again.
Yeah. But that's gonna take us to understand that. But even though I
don't think it'll be us. I think it'll be 2 or 3 generations from us.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's got to be some years. But this space, it helped a few men. But the problem is, it depends on what type of man you're producing. Like the 1.0, it had its promise. I mean, we was different type of females. They just came out our heads. They wasn't playing. And we built that website. I think me and Wacky talked about this. He said, man, they was pissed about the website. I know they were, because they were saying all types of shit. But this new generation, they figured it out over the years. And BJS like to argue with me. I had never done that. Now on no panels, I'm like, what the fuck? That's some crazy shit.
Crazy.
Who does that? Who does that?
Crazy.
I couldn't do that. Not for 9 and 11 hours. I'm like, fuck that.
Man, I couldn't even do 10 minutes. I had to delete this shit because nobody came through. Yeah, I was at the park, and I was just shooting the shit, and nobody came on. But it's one of those things. I know you have to build that momentum up. So I'm not discouraged or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I try to be peaceful.
Oh yeah, and you shared it. Thank you. I think you shared my stream.
Oh yeah. I did.
Not from yesterday, but
the other day. I had to show some support. You know how to do.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it. I don't know how this stuff works. Somebody was like, "What's your channel?" I was like, "I don't know how to share it." He's like, "Oh, it's just the link." I was like, "Oh shit." Because I get, when I get on the panel, my mind's like 4 different places.
Yeah, I'd always do it in, I think it's Cuda's chat and a few other chats when people ask for it. And then sometimes I do it at Art of New Style, and then they find it and they can watch some of my streams and my old stuff, what I used to do.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with these spaces. A lot of dudes change over the years, because then the younger dudes, like I'm concerned about this Mel guy. I'm like, this dude be on Rampage over at Charles Faulkner's, then go to Melody's, and Melody ain't with that fuck shit no more.
Does he have a channel?
I don't think he has a channel or content. I'm curious. I don't think he does, but I'm shaking my head. And just like Red Supreme said, you got to do some content, buddy. And I like what he said in that stream. Red said it best. And I told this to Cuda, like I saw his recent stream. He said that he cut it off midstream. He said, and told him that, look, the real ones know the truth. You got to do some content before you do anything. I don't care if it's pre-records or whatever. You got to be creative.
Oh, okay.
And he told him that, yeah. And Red was saying that for newcomers. He said, don't be a panelist. Don't be a panel whore. That's what DS once said. Don't be a panel whore.
Don't be a panel whore. Don't be a panel slut.
Yeah.
Slut.
Be a
And that's the worst.
Slut.
And it's a lot of content wasted. Like you can put that in your own channel. Like when he mentioned about EA talking about Edward Anderson, I was shocked that he was on Platinum's panel on the other day. And I was like,
I
Platinum.
was too. I was like,
And I said, Platinum, you don't know EA like I do. He every time he goes over to BGS, they try to tell him, shut up, you talking too long. It's just like, let the man speak, chill. Trying to check him. Yeah, he's crazy, man.
he said that what they got at Roger over on Roger Reports. I think it's Roger Report, but you know,
Yeah,
black people, we
be
put
on-
S
he-
on everything.
Yeah,
I went over there. He said 1 minute. That is the EA rule. I was like,
yeah,
how
yeah.
you get a rule made on you?
He talks. He's a long-winded dude. Like the first time I heard of him was over at Bernard Rice when he was talking about the black pill stuff, and that was the
Yeah.
disgusting string. I didn't like that string. That was last year. And
Oh.
then BGS told him to stop several times on his panel. See, I'd be in his chats a lot, and he turns to Ed, chill, let the other person speak, chill. He said, wait your turn, man, chill. You know, try to tell him. And then I gave him the nickname, the Juggernaut. Silent Lamont, shout out to him. He said, Edward is a juggernaut. I know he is. He gets to a point, talks about women, and then he start ranting and raving. I said, Ed, chill, bro.
He's called him a jerk or not.
The Juggernaut, yeah.
The juggernaut.
Sometimes you can't be nice. Yeah, you can't. Exactly.
Yeah, fuck them niggas. That's
Yeah,
just
man.
how I feel.
Yeah, man. But man, you know, it's just like I just had to come up with this discussion. I mean, but you know, yeah, I mean, it's my first time having a female on a panel. They trying to say, "Oh, he don't like females." I like, he don't like no female. I'm like, nigga, look here, I made it. The villain done it.
Ha ha.
Oh man, and then like it'd be crazy. And Kudo probably asked me. He said, "Look." He said, "Who'd you had on your panel?" I said, "Look at this last year." I said, "Oh, look at you." I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah."
We the
Nah,
villains over here.
I'm doing something.
Oh man, I just had to. I don't know how to do this stuff.
Go check out Roger Report live stream earlier in this morning panel. Third word, I was in the chat, man. I didn't see you on the panel. I was like in and out in the kitchen, man. Like, yeah, I might have to see the replay of that. I mean, that fool. I used to call him the Great Reset Report, the God of all reset. And then I gave him another nickname, the Ruthless Nice One. I mean, I used to be hell last year against him. I mean, Roger's my boy, man. Shouts out to him. I mean, so please subscribe to his channel. He's my news. He's like my daily news for the sphere. What's going on with these problems? You know, he's our news. Device disconnected. Okay. Oh, she dropped the okay. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, Roger Report he's something else, boy.
Yeah, I've been seeing his live like on my community tabs.
Yeah. Yeah. I sometimes a Skywatch, sometimes be chatting. Me and New be going off in there. We be acting crazy like a mug. And you know, it's just we be trolling like shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know how y'all do. Shit.
Yeah.
You and you. Y'all like
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
I'm taking my mic off the boom arm and putting it back on the stand and see how I like it. Yeah, because I got like a desk behind my couch and I have like the boom arm on the desk and it's going over the couch. So, but I had to stay in one place and I can't really get comfortable, you know. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cute, actually. This is a great mic. I love it. It's so cute. It's so me. How was your day, guys?
Oh, mine was pretty good.
Tiring.
Oh yeah, just tell me about it, man.
Ugh.
Right. Don't
I don't,
worry.
I don't know which one was worse. This shift or these pitiful souls on this space. Oh my lord.
I think people mean well, but it doesn't come across well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's see. Oh shit, I'm on.
What's on the next history lesson?
Oh, me? Shoot.
Yeah.
I got a couple. Then I would say next week I still continue with the Egypt stuff. It's gonna be a long one. I got some pieces in, and then I got to do a little. I would say a philosophy stream, and someone gave me a like on the existentialism. I said, yeah, I'm gonna talk about that with certain individuals. I think New and PK is gonna jump in this one. I said, all right, got a like on that. And then this Sunday, I'm going to talk about evergreen content, just pure content. I
Okay.
think me and Akuda talk about this. And I said, I know what you meant by that. I said, let me break that down, what that is. Because a lot of people, they talk about it could be your videos from your past and your views go up. And when you leave for like, I would say for years and then come back, and it's just like the Marquise Brownlee guy with the 4 studios I told him about. That's what he does, but his stuff goes up, and he's got evergreen content too. His
Oh, I
old
like
stuff,
him. Yeah,
yeah,
he's awesome.
yeah, he's a smart dude. And I
Yeah.
mentioned, and I first time I mentioned it on the third shift one time. I forget what stream that was on, and then he heard me said it because me and my dad watched him for years, and I remember him coming YouTube years ago. So I had an old channel prior to this. This is my second channel because
Okay. Yeah.
my first one was deleted. It was during it was like a political movement back then in 2012, and then I had certain brothers that was cool, and then they stabbed me a background that time. So it was rough.
Wow.
Yeah, me and Wack could tell you that whole story. There's a list. Yeah, I'm familiar with it, and that's 1.0 days, man. This is before Angry Man, BGS, and all them. We was like off the top of the heap in the black sector.
Yeah.
But after that, I maintained it until like 2014. Then I left these spaces and tried to find a job and bounced around and got one. And then I did that for like 2 years and then self-reflect, whatever. And I'm looking at it now. Then I come back to these spaces. I was like, these niggas talking about the same shit from 1.0 days and they still mixing with esoteric shit. All right, I got you. And then you got some dudes be screaming about, I need this attention. We need to break deals from the table. They were saying that last year. I said, oh my God.
I need submission.
Yeah, and all that shit. And then Zero was clowning them as hell. And we was laughing. This is the time when people was cool with Kuda. And I was looking at his old streams, and I was in other streams on the Brain Trust, BGS, and certain individuals around this month. And then I'll say the end of the month, and the politics got in the way. That fucked me up. I was distracted. I couldn't even subscribe to the guy now, like Kuda. And that was in March. And ever since that February incident, man, like, you know, he told it.
Yeah, that Black Power, like Black Power, that Black Power should get you fucked up.
Yeah, all that.
All that. Because then the thing is that you want to take care of the hood, but the hood is not going to take care of you.
No, it ain't. It ain't. Yeah. I mean, I've seen that over the years. And then I think that stream was Zero. It was cool. It was cool for at first. But that February stream, man, it just turned for the worse. And I think old boy did a response stream to his old debate with Fantastic and him. That was stupid. That was the dumbest debate in history. Like Mike's over the man. It was silly. Both of them had some good points. But he had a lot of nut riders, Mr. Fitnelli himself, man. My God. It was just sad. And I think Red Sings of Blues made a response to it too. I'm like, dude, if you was there last year, it was crazy. And Kuda proved them right, and he was right about a lot of stuff they're failing at, and they have audio issues and things like that. Oh, that's going to remain. That's going to remain because certain individuals are just stubborn. They don't even care. And Kuda tried to tell us, Kuda, that's just what you dealt with last year. Now you got a new batch of people. I remember how people started out coming off panels. See, in March, I was learning about myself. Yeah. He got me out of retirement. I said, you know what? Let me do this. And I started in April. See, Yeah, I had to do pre-records again in the beginning of this year around January, and I did. And then New said, "Are you doing content again?" I said, "Yeah, I'm doing content again. I'm coming back." And I had to get an idea what I wanted with this the spaces. And I said, "You know what? Let me do this," and I'm doing it. And now April, I will say from this month from now, it's just I'm enjoying it. And I remember the first time you came on the panel, I think we was talking about zodiacs and shit. We was talking about something.
Mhm.
And like a few times, we didn't talk about it much, but the last time we talked about zodiacs, we went in on Topaz's sign that she tripped, and I did that. And now I want to do some on my channel. I said, let me do this. I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna spread my shit
I
out.
didn't know I was gonna get. I didn't. Oh, hold on. No, I almost dropped my mic. I think I gotta put it back on the boom arm, guys. I almost dropped it.
Wow.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. Well, actually, I'm not really that worried now. I think about it because I did get insurance. Yes. So I'm not really that worried now. But what was I about to say? Oh, yeah. I did not know I was going to get read the other day about my sign on DJ Coed. He read me like a newspaper, like I'm the New York Times.
He did that the first time he came on the panel. I think you had like before you had the mic, you had like the headset, whatever, and you was asking questions. I think I was on the panel that day too. I forget that stream. I've watched every stream that I've been on and been on every stream on the panels on his. And I look back, I said, that's the first time she got on the panel. I remember using the chat. And all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden, and then you come on panel, you come a long way, and it's just like with fast. Yeah, it usually happens. But see, me, I've been in these spaces for years, so I ain't just no typical audience member. I said, I've been around. I see niggas act up all the time, but see in the chats, it's fun. You get to talk to people.
I didn't know about this space last year. I'm glad because I was in school.
I was in it last year.
I wouldn't have got nothing done.
No, last year was crazy. It was fun. That politics was surreal. I was on different people's panels, chats.
I had to stay off the internet because it was too much. It was that politics was beginning to overwhelm me.
Yeah,
like I don't like the energy. I didn't vote because I don't fuck around with that. I'm good. I'm not gonna miss my money because of voting. Fuck all that shit. But hey, everyone reserves the right to do what they want.
Oh, yeah, there's a few people that didn't vote. There's a lot of people vote that last year.
Yeah.
And I think I was at the Brain Trust the whole time. We was talking about the Sapio stuff, and that went left. People started arguing about that. And I said, all right. And then, and
I just think arguments are inevitable.
Yeah. And I was looking at what Kudu was saying to my boy Complex. I'm like, dude, don't even get him started. He got worked up so bad. I was just like, wow. And then I look at the February stream, when the split happened, it was coming. And I knew then, but after that, March, when I met him, finally, and had to introduce myself to him. And, yeah, man, I was being for real, with the trolling stuff. But see, I didn't know it got to him.
Yeah.
And he was sky watching. I said, nigga, you a sky watch? He said, yeah. He said, sir, that's what I do. I'll be like a hawk. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Everybody's skywatch. I ain't the only one. I say, well, shit.
You gotta skywatch. You gotta see what's going on. But you ain't. Don't nobody need to know you in there. Like I be watching some content creators, but I don't say anything because I don't want to disrupt the conversation or anything like that, or take attention away from what's being said. So I just sit back and watch. Because people gonna have their opinions, and I'm not gonna like everybody's opinion, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with everybody.
No, you don't.
But it's a way to. I guess I need to handle myself better because these last two streams, I'm not too proud of myself. But
that's normal. But if you be on Platts a lot, I understand because he's just wild.
He's a shit stirrer.
Yeah, but what it is, he sets dudes up. I laugh at dudes fall for that try. I said, dude, they're gonna ask you those questions, bro. And they don't know when to tap out. I'm like, me and we shake our hands. Look at this fucking dude. They fall for the trick bag. Come on, man. Platt don't care. He said, he said, I don't care. I'm like, what you do? And then the way he does
I don't
it,
know.
he don't care.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like the stream. Like the stream. He's a good dude. I like him. He's a good dude.
Right.
He's funny as hell. Oh
Facts.
man,
Facts
he's
to
so
you.
funny.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
like one of those people that are funny, but he knows it, but he doesn't know exactly how funny he actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when he set up these traps.
All these speed traps, all these blue red pills and traps, these purple paradise traps.
Like, hey, sir, they about to fall for it.
Every time, I even fall for it. Sometimes I hate that. I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't even real. Making up scenarios, this shit ain't even real.
I'm just sitting back.
Because then later on, he'll flip it. You like, what? Like, you weren't saying that 2 hours ago. But that's what men do. They gaslight you and make you like, oh, no. And then you do know what's going on the whole time. Just trust yourself. Hey, boo. What's up, baby boy? Sit.
He said,
She's talking to her dog, y'all. She's talking to her dog.
I like
Good
to
boy.
listen to Platinum, but he doesn't really let me speak, so I'm less likely to go on. Yeah, he does that to everybody. He's a funny dude, but he likes too much drama for me. Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
That's
he
what he
turned
does.
me off before. He's even hung up on me. Whatever.
That's not what men do. I disagree with that. I agree.
It was for something stupid. It was I forgot what I said. No, he said this is a very he said this is a very serious show. I said Plat. Next thing you know, it clicked. And I was like, that's cool. I'll just come back tomorrow.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's just like when I be in the chats, I be talking to people that I know, like New, whoever you or whatever, and Rashawn. But it could be serious, and then of course I interact with Jerome. I mean, he be out there, and then that Donovan dude, man, he's something else. That's a young dude. I shake my head. I was like, Donovan,
He's so funny.
he's something else. I laugh at him. I mean, I talked to him in the chat before. I'm like, dude, like, where is your head at? Those females don't give a fuck about you, boy. All right.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They don't. I said, keep over there. And I just like kind of clap. I said, you've been listening to them things over there in that slug, man. Don't be crying and coming over here to us. I said, we warned you. We warned you.
Third word said sometimes you can't be nice to these.
Coders, right?
You said what happened?
No, I was asking, sir. That was the dude that came on Cooler, right?
Huh?
That was the dude that was on the panel and asking Cooler what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was on panels with Auntie one time with Let's See. I've heard him spoke before, and he had the Ice Cube avatar. And I'm like, dude, like what happened? Now he's exposing himself. I'm like, dude, he be saying some off the wall shit in the chat. I laugh at certain dudes. Now Omega Dreads is funny. I know he's a Gemini, and I said, Omega, there you go again. Saying humanity this, humanity that. He's the funniest dude in the chat. And I realized I knew he was a Gemini. I just kind of laughed. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm like, he be typing so fast. I'm like, dude, like, don't get him started.
Please do not get this man started.
Now, don't get New started. Now he'll come on my panel every once in a while. He's a regular here.
Y'all need to start worrying about me. Somebody call me a feminist. How? I don't even really know what a feminist is, honestly. And that's silly. Yeah. I love men. I mean, I don't disagree. I don't agree with y'all sometimes, but I don't hate y'all either. It's ridiculous. Who was like, you know what? I am tired of being at home. I want to go out and get a job and work for another man that's not my husband and listen to this man tell me what to do. Then when I get home and I'm too tired, I don't want to do what my husband says. Who the fuck said that? Who was like, who? Then you got it. What's wild is then you got to take your kid and drop them off at daycare, which is ridiculous amounts of money, is rent now. It's crazy. ugh. I just can't.
Yeah.
It's like I had to think about stuff before I do it. Like before getting in a relationship, I had to think about every almost scenario. Yeah, I can't just. I don't know, man. What is this?
New, I think sexy is cool, but she's more wig towel, but she's cool.
Wow. You know what, New? I'll take it. Fuck it. I'll take it.
And she is good sport.
I will take it.
I love it.
But I refuse to be called a feminist. Feminists.
Oh, talking about a feminist, oh, they the worst. That goes for white women. I ain't talking about black women. Them white ones, they practice that very well. But it's funny, like Kuda said,
because that's the only oppression, quote unquote, that they've ever experienced. Ever. You've never experienced, like, never mind. That's a whole tangent.
He said it wasn't a diss. I know it wasn't.
Oh.
You was playing around, New. I know. No, New's a fool in the chat. He plays around the chat. We be talking a lot.
Yeah, new is naughty. Naughty New.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, this how ism. yeah. I love ism, but his show is just I think he'd be on a little too late for me, so I can't really get to.
Yeah, I almost missed him.
He does that because if Kuda be's on, he be at his third shifts a lot. That's how they do it.
Yeah,
and Platinum's like every morning. I catch him every morning like Platinum. I say, what's he talking about now? He got pictures of big bitches, little ones, and I'm like, Platinum, what is your damn fetish, man? I'm like, you all over the damn place, and they be teasing him on the other side. I'm like, leave Platinum, let him be.
Man, they do tease him. I was like, I don't like this at all. I don't like that.
Yeah, that one stream, he had me rolling, impersonating a pastor. Like, I'm gonna need her to come to, a private Sunday school studies. You know what? Somewhere in Black America, that is definitely true.
Funny dude, man. Funny dude. The manosphere. He saved the manosphere. He's not really. He's not in it, right? He's in the gamosphere or some shit. I don't know. I don't don't want to be in nothing. I'm just want to be me.
Well, I don't know why dudes say he is, but technically he's not. He's got his own sector with ism. He's part of the what they call it, the macosphere. Yeah, he's part of that.
Okay.
And then Kuda, well, here's the thing. Kuda associate with us because we're manosphere and dudes, but he has certain individuals he's cool with around the space, so they know him.
You're like the manosphere order.
Yeah. And I'm part of the older manosphere, and I told Kuda, well, I'm associated with 1.0. I know certain individuals, know certain people in the comments, not just in the chats, but I have a diverse subscribers. That's why I got these numbers like I do, but I ain't worried about the viewership. But the people that support me back then, they gave me my other numbers in my old pre-records. Like I told them, that's what I'm gonna talk about Sunday. It's that, and then other people have the same thing like I have. They just have a bigger audience. So I understand, but it takes time. You know, it's a skill, and some people here for different reasons. Some people doing it for building brands to be bigger, and I see it all the time. So you know, and people come and go, and some people outgrow the space, and that's so true.
Do you think I was gonna study this yoga that I'm taking, like, because I need to study more for this class?
Go on, 1Gs.
So I think I'm gonna do it on live, so I can. Maybe that's content. That's where I can practice content. You know, with the studying, not a camera watching me study, but researching the information on the screen and sharing it. What I've learned.
What?
What?
Who wants to watch?
Would you? I can't hear you.
I said, who?
You're echoing.
Oh, God damn it. Hold up. Sheesh. Hold up.
Okay, you good.
Oh, all right.
What did you say?
What? Watch you study. Now, who? I'm about to say.
Oh no,
Really?
I don't want somebody to watch me study. Just share the information on the screen as I'm going over it.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
know,
did too. Yeah,
and
yeah.
sharing like what I've learned about it. So far, I know 3 yoga poses. Thank you very much. Thank you. 3. So.
Demon hugs.
Nope. You can only charge hugs for you guys. Except New gets a 6 times distance hug, church hug. He's been acting up. He's been acting up lately. He gets 6 times distance church hug, and he got to stand in a corner. In a corner.
Oh, shit.
Get in the corner, Peter. What time is it? Because I gotta go to class, and I'll be here all night. Oh, good. I got a few more minutes, guys. If that's cool.
Oh, you good? You good?
Yeah, appreciate it. I'm just silly. I like to have fun. That's why people who don't have fun, they age faster. You need to smile. Please. Smile more.
Sure, I have fun all the time in the chat and be laughing my ass off. I don't even care.
Right.
Yeah, laughing makes you live longer.
Yeah. It does.
That's a Torian wage, New. I agree. Oh, we the same side. We fools, man. Me and we are some fools, man. I get under people's skin too. I don't show it a lot on panels, but I'm more selective. I know who to go at, and they get mad. So there they go again. I'm like, and
yeah.
So do some push-ups.
Make it count. Make it count.
That's why I look 10 years younger.
That's why I look 10 years younger. I'm not letting nobody. When I first got into like work, it's like this. I had this good job at like 19, 20, and I had met these 2 girls, right? And they had children, but the way that one of them treated their children, I was like, I can't hang around this. I can't, because I would want to end up trying to take up for the kid just naturally off a GP. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I can't hang with this kind of shit. I'm not doing it. So, and I'm a person, I observe other people's lives and be like, can I imagine myself doing this? So when Brenda Had a Baby came out, I was like, I don't want to be walking down the street catching the bus with a damn baby carriage in the cold. The fuck? So it's so much you can, and I'm like, it's so much more freedom I can have. And then my best friend, she was like the most popular girl, and I was just kind of like her sidekick or whatnot. But she was the one who dated first and everything. I was like, fuck no. I kind of just vicariously lived through her. She just had all kind of issues, and I was just, this is crazy. I can wait. I can wait. And then 2 summers I had to take care of my cousins. Like I had to wake them up, shout, give them a bath, feed them, make sure they play, teach them stuff, and I'll feed them dinner and stuff. And I was like, this shit is hard. Like, I can't imagine being a wife for real. That's crazy. No. So I was like, I'm going to just take my time. No, I'm not. Because all of my parents, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, they all got married really young. So I was like, I really don't want to do that.
Shoot, my grandparents, they was married twice. And yeah, they come from the World War II generation. One came from the Great Depression, I think it's from 1934. And then I have another grandparent came from the, I will say, like in the 1920s during that period. And they told me their stories too, and then the racism, which is cool when I was a kid in the South, and they got married in different spurts back then. It was normal back then, but now when they got married, again and had kids, that's when they had in their second marriage. Because the first time they didn't have kids, some of them did have out of wedlock. That was one, but they took care of it. He adopted
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one. And that's how it was a normal practice in my family, but they did believe in the family structure. So it wasn't like these new laws now. But I do have family members of Gen X's that were terrible. That's like I see in these spaces. I say, yeah, I have a cousin that just like this, out of wedlock,
Yeah.
went to jail. Some went to school, military. Because I have a military family on both sides. Because
Okay,
the
yeah,
two,
yeah.
the two grandfathers, I hate to say in proximity, they were best friends. But the thing was, that's how my mom and my father met. So their fathers were friends. They went to the Navy. So
That's how it usually
yeah.
that's how it usually used to happen.
Yeah,
Now we
that
got
was back then. Yeah,
hookup sites.
it's hard for me because I don't get that experience because I see a lot of females all the time in the South, and especially in Georgia, because you see a lot of hoes. That's why I understand Cuda so much. Yeah, it's hoes everywhere, man. That's the East Coast. The further East Coast, the further you get more. And the military is so tainted. When I mentioned the jarhead scene, when the guy didn't know the next door neighbor was cheating on his wife, they sent him the point tape,
Mm,
and he started crying. It was the Marines. I said,
that's
oh my God,
terrible. Oh my
yeah. But it's
God.
normal like that in the military. And I've noticed that. I heard all these stories. I said, that's fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It
I'm
is.
not dissing the military because I got them in my family too. I was like, just be careful, bro. Just be
No, I mean
smart.
that's off GP because these women today are just it's wild.
Yeah.
It's so wild. I can't believe that people actually have kids just so they can collect the money because they
Mhm.
don't, I'm not saying that's all the time, but we know what it is.
Yeah.
I see mothers who look better than their children. We know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't like that kind of shit. I just don't. I couldn't imagine having a child and not. I mean, I treat this dog like a child, so I
Yeah.
don't yell at him or none of that. Because I don't want to hurt his feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you a dog mom now?
I've been a dog mom.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I talk. Somebody's like, "You're gonna die alone." Okay, shit, we all do. The fuck?
I
Like you're
mean,
supposed
she's
to
a
scare
dog
me.
mom. Like, what's wrong with that? Hear that a lot on Twitter and Instagram, and then you have some dog moms that's popular, even models, and I'm shaking my head. But then I understand why. I'm like, I ain't gonna use the term dog because these dudes take it extreme. But and like we all are.
But the thing is that I like to hug and cuddle and stuff like that. The thing with the dog is they love you unconditionally. I could pick him up right now, hold him, and
Yeah.
pet him, and he would love that. But I don't want to overwhelm my guy with
Right
that
now.
intention, with
Uh-huh.
that attention, because that's not what he likes. And if he doesn't like it, you got to respect it. Just some men aren't like that. Some men are, some aren't. But when I feel like, oh, I need to cuddle, come get this one. That's his job. That's what he earns his food for.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to keep talking.
No, you good. I'm not one of those people like that strict. But normally, if you come off some wild stuff, I say, hey, I'm good. But
Mhm.
it's usually structured. But normally, this is a kind of like an open topic book. I was gonna do this Sunday. I said, you know what? Let me do this tonight because I know this is
Yeah.
Thursday night, and I want to talk about something else Sunday. I said, let me get off this my damn chest and just go ahead and just get it out.
Say it.
And
Gender
then
Yes.
politics.
yeah.
I just
And it's just I laugh when people delve it into relationships, and that's what it sounds like. I said these dudes is crying over the vagina, they cry over everything, the laws. I'm like, dude, you got to cut someone's head off. Like, if you're a warrior, be a warrior. But they don't do that. But
that's
in these
so true.
space, in the spaces that I see, they're so distracted. It's a lot of stuff the men need to focus on as ourselves. Have male agency, and I agree
Man,
with
I said that the other day. They damn near cut my head off.
that. Uh-huh.
Well, women. Yeah. Well, okay,
Yeah,
bro.
that's why I listened to DS1. He said, yeah, it's like he said, you heal before you build. And I agree with that. I mean,
I
that's it.
totally, and that's where I'm coming from because I feel like I'm on my way to, is with the yoga and stuff. I feel really good and stuff like that. So I really resonate with that. Heal before you build. Because how
Mm.
can I heal other people or help other people if I'm not you know, like that myself. I don't know. I got
Mhm.
distracted. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is this too loud?
No, it's not too loud. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some
I don't
quality
know how
headphones with it. Yeah.
I don't know how gain really works. I just know it's a dial here. It's kind of cool.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, Rashawn, I don't know how many pounds we've been on together, man. Over here. Yeah, we be building over here. Like it's cool because we had our little mishaps with one individual and then to this, and it's been something, man. Because my topics is just like I've been getting a few heavy hitters. I mean DS1 in Thai City. I mean that's cool. And
Yeah.
people coming through, and then Takuda said, "Yeah, they know you in this space. They gonna come through." I had China White come through in the chat. I mean, she shared my few videos. I mean, shouts out to her. I'm like, yeah, because I knew who she was, and it's cool, man. Like, you don't get that from the other side because they on some BS, but I'm good. But but if Melody comes through, I say, hey, Melody, how's
Melody
it
is such a
going?
sweetheart. She
Yeah,
really is.
yeah,
She asked me to join her panel on Monday with ARC. I was like, well, okay, sure.
yeah.
Yeah. But ARC is a cool dude. I respect his work because it's about keeping it honest. You know,
Yeah.
it's not playing games. It's not saying, oh, baby, I want to marry you. I want to be with you just to get some pussy. Do you want to fuck? Period. Pooh.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't advise that in 2021. I
No.
would say maybe 20, 30 years ago. But then somebody going to try to come back and say you did XYZ. So you got to CYA cover your ass at all times.
I mean, when I saw that interview with him and AF, like Aaron Fountain, like the stuff he said about then, I said this in my self live stream. He said back in the day, in his time, my dad's time, it was legal back then. Talking about before they called it rape in college.
Mm-hmm.
But around 85, I would say to now, you can't do that no more. They told him in the University of Indiana, he said, you can't do that until the Aaron Fountain. And he's like, wow, yep, that's how things change. The fellas don't understand. Stuff ain't fair. That's why he agrees certain parts of feminism, but not all of it. It's just a conversation that men need to have. And a lot of male groups ain't going for it. The reason they gave him hell because he was already marriage proof.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just it. And then here goes New. He's he's a fool. Yeah. But that's what I see. And I never consider him part of us anyway, because he's a dating coach. I mean, that's how he's gonna come off as. He's changed a lot since his previous end, and
Yeah.
people like him for what he is now. He's gonna have a lot of support. Now, Rob Wills is another guy. He's got a male and a female channels. He's got three or four channels, and
Okay.
they give him hell about the body game. That's what he's known for. He's got all the relationship books, and there's certain men and women pick up his books, and people get upset all the time. Women come up to him, talk to him how women think. And when I was listening to this stuff, I said, Ron, you be going in, and dudes get offended in the chat and also in the comments. I'm like, come on now, that's what they think. This is their decision. That's what people's trying to push. Platinum tries to be the same way, but he's an enthusiast. I understand what he's trying to pull, but that's just stick. He just goes in there for the kill. He said, you dudes is thirsty. That's how he starts out. Like, you be doing this, you stamping, you think about on the bitch, and then and it's
And
funny.
be
He
like,
just
yes, you do. Yes.
and but that's it. But that's the whole point. And what I've noticed, you got to deal with that society. Oh, what's going on, Sir Anthony? Salute, man.
Hello,
And
Sir
yeah,
Anthony. Welcome.
it's just like, yeah, man. And
Yeah.
that's how it is. And you just got to look forward to it. And Platinum just keeps going and going. And every time I be watching this content, like, this dude be wilding. He have every female on there, and then I don't even know their names. I mean, that Maisha character, man, she's something else, boy.
Yeah, I had to apologize
the
because
sh-
I just feel like she's capable of so much more and she doesn't see it. But then that could also be a part of her scam too. So I don't really put shit past anybody. So either or until I can verify otherwise. I mean, but
Yeah.
I would like to share some information. I am at 57 subscribers now. Yay!
Oh,
Thank
great,
you,
great,
everybody.
great.
Yeah, I know.
Most man, what's going on?
Again, Kuda was right. Hashtag. He said, because I was like, I was like, maybe I should like have a better picture or something. He's like, yeah, why not? And I was like, okay, it does make sense. Okay.
You missed the greatest stream last night.
I did on Kuda.
Nah, but
Oh man, I don't know. Don't tell me that.
Was it on yours, Rashawn?
yeah, it was me, Juan G's, and Brownsburg.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I was there.
Yeah,
I was there
that was
in
the
Oh
the chat.
man.
oh man, that was the funniest stream / rant.
No,
Oh
I
yeah.
fell asleep. And then I woke up like, oh shit. Like, what was I listening to?
I saw
I
that
took
in
a
the
plat nap.
clouds. Yeah. I saw that stream, and then Brownsburg is always welcome over here. That's the homeboy. Yeah, he's the young kid. And we had several panels discussions, me, Wacky, and Auntie, of course. And DS1, he's always welcome to him. And Tasi, that's him and PK Angel. You know, the guys I be moving around in space over at Art of New Style and BGS. I be around. You know, I move around.
I be looking for. I go around to different panels and I be like, who's in here? Okay, I know that. Okay, it's cool in here. But my class starts real soon, guys. So I will talk to you guys another time. If you're still on, I'll probably come back up. But
yeah, I might end it at 3 hours. I don't see how long this is go. It's only 9:46 Eastern time right now on my time. So yeah, I'll see who's gonna come up. I already just had 10 out of the box and then dropped down to 5. So
I think I made a video. I think I might go live later.
Okay.
It probably will be like because I had to build up, build that longevity up. So I probably will do like 10 or 20 minutes.
Okay.
But if you can come on the panel, that would help me out a whole lot because I'm just sitting there like, okay, it's hard. So I guess I'm used to like Melody and Game Changer kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need somebody to bounce off of kind of a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I may come over if I'm still up. I won't be like, now you can go over. It depends. You can go like an hour if you're on a free StreamYard plan. Now, if you upgrade, you can go.
No, what I'm saying is I don't have the longevity as far as like the whole format and everything like that. I still need to learn how to format a podcast, like timing and stuff like that. But I did a video. I think it's kind of funny. It's about men saving themselves, but we're talking about their stepsons and how they act. And usually those stepsons are white. So I found this video that was quite interesting. And I was like, if you're a save yourself man, would you want this child as your stepchild since everything's better on the other side? So
yeah. I mean, to build that up, I mean, if you talk for like, I'll give you say like 20 minutes, that's the longest. No, that's the longest you can start. And then you'll realize it ain't nothing. Then there'll be 30 minutes past. See, I start open the panel around 40 minutes. This is how I do it. I start off talking, I'll say about 5 minutes to 10. And when 20 minutes come through and I look at the red live clock, right? And then I go into 40 minutes and I open up the panel because what I do is copy the link.
I'm sorry. Can we talk about this next time? Because I gotta go.
Okay.
But thank you. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
I can always say both of y'all are always there. I swear if I need a question or anything. So thank you so much. All right, homies. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Yeah, just like the topic, man. Yeah, that was our first time on. This is the first time I have a female on the panel because I usually don't have a whole lot of them because they coming at my head right now because I'm siding with a certain individual. But, you know what I mean? Yeah. And he said, "What the fuck?" I know, sir Anthony. I know it's a long story. I mean, I had just 10 out of the box just now talking to Red, and all of a sudden they left. But you know how it goes. But yeah, it is redundant at this point, and I won't stick with it because I'm like, it's crazy. Oh, I got 9 watching now. Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, shit is right.
Yeah. But see, I got a couple of new subscribers. That's why, and that's the build up off of that. And I'm looking at it like, man, this stream is something else, boy. And,
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, it's a build up, and yeah, I'll come around tomorrow because I think I got one at 3, and it's gonna be about existentialism. I'm pretty cool. So, and Toya came to my stream earlier. She came on my self live stream, so I appreciated her. But yeah, man, I mean, when I look at these topics, they just go crazy with it. But that when Coed was saying about this, the ism situation, I was relating to what was going on. So it's all good, All right, the 14 likes. All right, yay, But that's just how I get down, White
Indeed.
stepchild. Oh, she was talking about certain men that have white children. You know how it is. Oh, CG3. All right. Let's go on, CG3.
Nothing much. I'm just joining in to have a chat with you fellas and listen.
Yeah. I mean, we just talking about what's going on with these co-ed spaces, man. They be tripping and being wild, and I just sit back and just shake my head, and I'm like, I get it. People got different perspectives, but
Yeah, they certainly do.
That's the beauty of life, is that we all think differently. The problem is when people try to change other people's views. It's good to argue a point, but I'm not trying to change the way that anyone thinks. Think the way that you want to think. Just don't bring it to me. And that's what I think when you have some of the ladies, they hop on the panels, they try to tell men that they're wrong for the way that they think. Now, I may not agree with what a woman thinks, but she can have whatever belief, whatever thought process she wants. Just don't try to force it on me. I can tell you, like, when men and women speak, a lot of women don't tend to believe what men think. And I'm like, why am I even telling you if you don't believe me? What's the point? If I tell you that I don't like makeup and you say, well, most men do, and I say, no, they don't. They just accept it because you wear it. And then now we have a back and forth, and now I'm all type of disrespectful names because I don't agree with you. What's the point of talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you try to be straight with them up front, and I think Ty City did that with this Maisha girl, and he didn't want to talk to her at all. And it was like certain situations, and he put his foot down. Platinum tried to do him a one-on-one, and I just kind of laughed because I know how Ty City thinks. I mean, I'm like, this dude wasn't going, man. He just ain't going.
Differently than most people. I enjoy conversations with women if it's going to be civil and if we can agree to disagree. So you don't have to think like me. But the problems come when you start, like, I'm not going to disrespect you if you don't disrespect me. You can say, Charles, I think you're wrong and this is why. Okay, well, tell me why you think I'm wrong. I'm with that. But when you start using pejoratives and you're disrespectful in the conversation, or you try to shame, belittle, okay, it's pointless for us to talk. And I see that a lot sometimes when I hear spaces or the arguments that I hear men and women making with each other, specifically when women try to analyze men. Like I hear women say that in general, the manosphere is negative, the manosphere is this and that. I'm saying that's not true. Now, there may be some people that you can say are coming from a negative place, but there's a lot of people that are about connecting, men and women doing what they do naturally. That's what it is. A lot of people just trying to solve a problem that they see and make it better for themselves. A lot of men are just on here trying to teach men. It has nothing to do with women. But a lot of women think that if you tell a man to stop focusing on women and focus on yourself, now you're the enemy of women. And that's not the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's far from the truth. I mean, we focus on ourselves to be better. It's nothing wrong talking to females, but it's a structural way to doing it. As long as you ain't talking about if you're not wanting them in a relationship, some men take it overboard. And I try to be civil with them as I can, but it ain't easy. If they don't want to listen, I just leave the conversation. If she's gonna be high in hell water, that's how they're going to be. But the good thing about it is I learn a lot from by their temperament, how they talk to you. Because see, on panels, I'm more calm in a way, not just wild, because they want that. Because a lot of them try to push your buttons, which is a test in real life. Because when I used to be a barista, I talked to everybody, male and female, and it teaches you pure communication, one-on-one, face-to-face, and serving. Hey, how you doing? All this stuff. See, on the internet, it's kind of easy because people hide behind avatars, whatever. You can still cam up, whatever. But the trick is, it's a skill. See, panel etiquette's a skill. It takes a skill once you get used to it. When I became a panelist last year, I said, man, I like this, but it's a unique way, and you got to wait your turn and things like that. But when women come, it was a different ballgame. Now, this year I learned a lot. I've gotten more skillful with it now by observing and how to interact. What you just saw now was a good interaction, but she's a regular over at Coed's, and I talked to her a lot on panels. So that's the first time she came over here, and it's pretty cool. And and I ain't saying I'm Coed over here, because I'm normally not, because I talk about different topics over here. This is just a topic I just came out of my head, and I was like, you know what? It was for Sunday. I said, you know what? I want to talk about something else Sunday instead of, I won't push this today, because I had a stream yesterday talking about Eastern Europe, and now this is the topic I wanted to talk about because I had nothing else to do today. I said, you know what? Let me get this.
I'm going to say this. A lot of people, I'm going to put respect into two things, and a lot of people will argue this. However, if you think about it, it's like this: respect is first taught, and respect also comes from a threat of repercussion. So a lot of people don't show respect because they don't feel the threat, and they weren't taught to be respectful. I got into a discussion with a woman telling her that the reason that you talk to men crazy is because a man can't cause you harm physically. If you knew that he was going to harm you, you'd be real careful with what you're saying. Now, she got angry when I said it, but I said, don't take it as such. Like, your parents going to whoop your ass or get disciplined, you're less likely to do dirt. And if you were raised to be respectful, you don't automatically go to disrespect. Whenever somebody goes disrespectful naturally or innately, either you haven't been taught to be respectful or you haven't been disciplined for your disrespect. And that's what I think a lot of people are missing when they come to conversations, is that because you got this invisible shield called the internet, you think that you can talk to people crazy. But you see what just recently happened to that young brother in Inglewood. Sometimes something that you think ain't serious is serious to somebody else, and it can really be detrimental to your life.
Right. Absolutely. And that's just it usually go both. But normally the females, they go crazy. And then me and Kuda talk about this a lot, about the trans going to attack them in the future, because they still dudes into the day, because they do the drag or try to pretend they're females. It's crazy though. And I try to tell them that. I said, man, y'all better want to watch it. Who you calling gay this, gay that? People ain't going for that, and that's why they come in these spaces too. They're everywhere. I'm not saying, male spaces. This has been like from each point O's, and what I've noticed, it's hard to structure men. It takes work, but see, you got to get us to do things, and that's a good thing about men, because we can agree to disagree in certain bit, and it has to be taught, and you have to talk about other men. So this is a good space to do that. But the women is a lot difficult because they have a mind of their own. Because now you can teach them not to get with the wrong man all day, but they're gonna make their decisions whatever. I've learned that from my mom, my sister. That's just who they gonna be, And I had to learn that. I had to learn that for other females too in the workplace. See, I couldn't control that, because you're not in control of that. So
I gotta ask you a question. You just made a statement, and you know how I am when it comes to statements. You said that you can teach them not to mess with wrong men all day. Are you talking about when they're young or old? How can you teach?
I would say young. I'm talking about when they're real young. Like teach them like growing up. I'm saying like if you have a daughter, whatever, even if they're 20s, you can teach them the bad dudes all day. But here's the thing, they still won't listen to you. I'm just saying how they mind works.
I got you.
Just like my sister, I can protect her all this time. Even my dad protects her, right? But she's got a mind of her own. I had to learn that because when she gets older, she's a grown woman. So it's kind of like I can't teach that. Another woman has to teach you that. It's kind of like what we have in this space, like the male stuff. They teach you the things that your parents don't teach you, like a guide. You need guidance. Everybody needs guidance sometimes. So these gender politic roles ain't for everybody, because they get into these conversations, then they risk it. And in marriages, it's complicated. It takes a little teamwork, but the men has to be like the leader and not complain. But it's a business too. I think we just mentioned it. It's a business, it's a risk. I understand his perspective, and my dad's perspective is a little different because he's old fashioned. But he realized that his wife can leave him any day. So you know how that goes.
It's the truth.
Yeah, it's the truth.
They'll
tell you that too. And he's a woman himself. Yeah.
I'm gonna start an argument, and hopefully, I'm gonna state an argument, and either you agree or disagree. How do you get connected to people? What connects you the closest to people is family. So marriage is about creating networks and families. And if you don't see marriage as a business to get your family connection more power, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. That's my statement. A lot of people have that romantic notion of marriage, which is great for most people if you want that. However, my statement is this: marriage is about power and generational legacy. That's what it's about: connecting, having more power, and being able to control the environment. If you look at all the most wealthy people, usually is lineage behind it, or connection through network. And the way that you solidify a network is through blood relations. Agree or disagree?
Agree. It depends on your blood relations, and some people may disagree with that. It depends on, it's that tight niche. And I think Ron Wills made a video called Octane, and I think what's his name? BGS said Octane matters in a shared video, and he was saying something about the women, and that's what they preach. Some men don't believe in it, but in certain matters, if you want to be in top in this country, yes. In other cultures, yes, they use the Octane system. Yeah,
let me dive in, and then I want you to poke holes if you want to. So let's say this: I'm wealthy. Why would I want to dilute or lose my resources for people that are not beneficial to me? But it's another wealthy family that I can connect with, and now I'm gonna have more power and more ability to control my environment. Which one do you think someone would rather do? Do you think they would rather take somebody that has nothing to give them, or connect with somebody that they know that they're going to benefit from connecting with? That's the question. Hopefully it wasn't too convoluted.
No, it's not convoluted. I think, what was the question again? Can you repeat that?
Would you rather date somebody that you got to bring up, or would you rather connect with somebody that's on your level? We're talking octanes. I'm gonna go somewhere with this, but I'm trying to set it up. So if you have a company, are you more likely to hire your family or friends? Or are you more likely to hire a stranger, given everybody has equal experience?
I would say, well, I would hire a stranger first, but a family can stab you in the back, because I've seen this too many times. People, when they hire families, there's a lot of jealousy. I can go to music industry, sports. And it can work it for first, but I've noticed from the Ball family, they have like a little friction when the sons, but a lot of people try to say they didn't, but they did. Let me
interject. Let me make a caveat to that. More likely, taking yourself out of it, are most people likely to hire family or strangers?
I'll say strangers.
Most people would?
Deep down they do, because family, it's very tricky. I'm not saying my family, but anybody's. I'm not saying my family. I'm saying family in general, because sometimes they be on the take, and a lot of people tell you that, and it can be anything, because every family ain't the same.
I hear you. I disagree with that statement, but I'm gonna tell you why. Because more people are gonna hook up their cousins and families before they hook you up. More people are gonna give their sisters and daughters a house or a car before they're gonna give somebody they don't know. If Michael Jordan is gonna give his kids jobs before he gonna give some stranger he doesn't know a job. That's my statement. You can disagree, but that's what I believe.
I understand your statement that they'll hire their family first, but sometimes you got some people that don't want to hire their families, because you got some of them, they just don't want to trust them, because and it's been like that for a few years, but a long time ago, yes, family business matter, but sometimes when you're in a corporation, they don't want to hire your family at all.
I understand the statement. I understand it, but I'm looking. If you even study history, it's always the king's son becomes king.
Right. I agree with that.
That's the statement I'm making, is most people try to consolidate power, and they'll rather trust somebody that's close to them or related to them than somebody they don't know. Now, I understand you coming from well, the family can stab me in the back too. It makes sense. But in general, I would say, and I could be wrong, most people are going to connect with their family and friends and promote
Exactly.
their
The
family and friends.
most I would say the most normal people would connect with family. You're absolutely right. That's most, I would say most cultures. But in
Mhm.
America, if you have a corporation that has a bunch of fascists, what I've seen, even when in the workplace, they told me like most people rather hire strangers. That's what they really want. But family is a start
Yeah.
until they messed up. That's the
Yeah.
tricky part about, I hate to say about capitalism. I'm like, damn,
Mhm.
it is a dog eat dog world. But but the family businesses don't exist. But outside of the countries, like you said, like the rulers, like I would say like the Islam kings, and I would say like Britain and
Mhm.
France, rulers, nobilities. Yeah, I would see that. My son's a noble. He wants to rule this estate. He wants to
Mhm.
rule the insurance and control
Mhm.
the people and his subjects. Yes, that right there can work. But in this country, we don't even have that. That's
I,
the problem.
I get it. However, most people, that's my whole statement is this: when it comes to quote unquote the gender politics, when it comes to people want to have relationships, they kind of think like, if I get this, I can create a power base. I want
Right.
legacy. And that's why I was bringing all of that up. It's because that's how most people associate. Like most people feel that if I was only a friend, a friend or family, I bet you I would get that job. If I knew you, if I can get in your circle, you'll hook me up. So that's why most people try to create networks, and then they try to solidify the networks with relationship. And what's like, if that's like, I may want to kill you, but you marry my daughter and you have my grandson. Now I'm less likely to kill you because it's gonna hurt my daughter and my grandson. Understand? That's my
Mhm.
statement.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point. I mean, most people would do that, and I understand the family aspect, but I was just coming from like the American aspect of corporations. Like they don't even care about family like that.
Yeah,
I
I agree
mean,
with that because
yeah,
that's a money-driven entity
yeah,
where the
yeah,
corporation itself is a person, and it sees everyone as expendable.
yeah,
Everyone. That's the
yeah,
difference between
yeah.
corporation.
But the gender thing, I agree. What you just said, the family part, that right there. Yeah, you have to have like a family structure at this point, because I see it all the time. Like you want that nobility to be there, but most families, it ain't what it used to be. But
Yes.
but if you go to other countries, they love their families.
And
I
that's
mean,
the
I agree with
argument
that.
in America, what you just said. And I hate to, with women thinking that the family does not need a man. That's the statement. They feel if you ask a woman, what is a family? My kids and me is what, baby daddy over there. They don't
Mhm.
respect the man on that level, and that's the problem. A lot of men want respect, but how do you create respect or create these bonds when the women don't feel the incentive to do it? That's the statement. That's what I'm trying to say. That's
Mhm.
when you look at it. I mean, I could be wrong. I could always be wrong. I can always learn. I'm trying to learn. So I make statements so people can challenge me and help me to rethink my position. But that's what it is. If men don't have power in the first place, and the government can offer more power, then how are you ever going to have any type of control in a relationship, especially when there's incentive behind women separating, when they're going to still get the benefits? And if you, like you said, if you can't change the laws, it's going to be a pointless system. So why are we even arguing about the stuff that you can't fix? How do you fix it?
You know, me me fixing it. Now you do need a family base, but even if the women don't agree with you, like I try not to. I wouldn't say the system would collapse or anything, but I mean, I ain't trying to fix the main problem. But if men do try to fix it, it's a tall task. But some people say, well, what they say, date out and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good, but
Mhm.
you got to have that foundation, because it's not just our women; it's any women. You
Yes.
really got to be on
Well,
guard. You
I'm going
know,
deep with this.
yeah, and even with the nobility thing. Now, if your family was like wealthy, say if you was born wealthy, yes, that's a
Mhm.
great start. But sometimes if they come over here with this American stuff, like if
Yeah.
you Americanize them, that's out the window. So it's kind of hard. You really got to fight for the system now and then, or against it or whatever. But a lot of people, they just have those problems, and then they try to say, yeah, our women, yeah, I know what you mean. And hey, it's a whole nother topic on that, because most men ain't gonna do that because they have a mind of their own. This is like I said with my sibling or whoever, or anybody that has siblings or mothers, like they have a mind of their own. And it's hard to, you can't change a woman's mind.
Yes.
I mean, even though men change their minds when we have to, when it's practical or pragmatic, but as for women, on the other hand, it's a different ball game. And I tried that once when I was younger, and I said, "Nah, I can't do that," because I realized I was a man first. You know, you got to fight for yourself.
You
You
can't
know,
you can't change women. You said it. Like, I don't mind having dialogues and discussions and talking to women, but if a woman is not what you need her to be, nothing that you're going to say or do is going to change her. She has to want to be different. And I don't think that a lot are really wanting to change, because society today all around the world seems to be shaped to let them be what they want to be, and they want to be free. Always been my argument. Dudes don't catch on to what I'm saying. There are
Mhm.
some women that want to be connected to a man, but there are a lot of women that don't want a man telling them anything. And
Right, right.
so it's kind of like borderline animosity. They don't really respect men because they feel they can do it. Even if they can't, they feel they can. And to women, this is no disrespect. It's just my assessment, and I can always be wrong, but that's what I've noticed. A woman would rather fight you to do what she wants to do than to follow a man, even if it would be beneficial for her in her life, because she wants freedom.
Yeah. And you see it with I would say feminism and all this stuff. Even when we talk about gender politics, yeah, it's a little redundant. We made points about the gynocracy and things like that. I think DS1 covered it. It gets to the point it gets tiresome, but you know, some dudes don't want to deal with that conversation. I don't blame them. And Roger, he's a good fit for it, but you got other men that's married and they understand what time it is, man. Like, you know, and then the men that's just gotta be prepared, just like Sir Anthony said, yeah, you gotta be prepared to leave. He said the same thing, and then you got to be mindful of that. And I agree with that. You know, I mean, I disagree with the point about the nobility bar over here, but out overseas, I agree with you on the overseas part. Yes, nobility matters over there, but when it comes to here, it's a different ball game because women they got way so much power. It can crush countries. If our system crushes any country, it becomes a problem. And a lot of people say, "I want my nobility, I want my family." Of course, but if you sold out to corporations, they're going to change your whole family structure, and that's what you don't want, you know. And I know the space is going to get bigger. I ain't say the space is going to get bigger. I'm just saying if men come to these spaces, what is our solution? You know what I mean? Are we going to
Yeah.
change these laws? Or are we going to have a male agency?
Hmm.
That's a whole nother story right there. And I tell them like all the time, yes, but they have problems with their women. They say it all the time, and
Yeah.
it's really dreadful. You know, they don't want
It-
that. They don't want that smoke. Yeah.
it's the environment. Like, let me say this, and because I understand when you make the nobility statement argument, I say this: even if it's not in America, people still kind of want that. They're still trying to create power positions. They're trying to be Jay-Z and Beyonce. They're trying to be the Hiltons. They're trying to be the Obamas. People look at if you hear what women say, we're going to be a power couple. We're going, him and I, we're going to rule it. Just like you said, I want to rule the world. Deep down inside, most people, both men and women, want to be it. They want to be at the top of the heap, and they're going to do whatever it takes most of the time to get themselves in positions to say, I'm better than you. That's what I believe about a lot of people. I could be wrong, but that's what I see. So whenever people see themselves be able to move to a position of higher power, they're going to do it. And that's why, let's say if women have power, if you have all the power, would you give it up willingly? Would you abdicate your ability to control just because somebody asked you to do it? Some power usually has to be taken or has to be a threat to lose your power to give it up. Most people who have absolute power won't give it up because they can control things. That's why you saying that you want to be a beneficial dictator would be awesome, but I doubt that most people who have power will really be beneficial to all unless they thought they could lose it. Do you agree with
Yeah,
that or disagree?
yeah, I agree with that. You have to take it by force. Power is force. I mean, deep down, see, when I was younger, yes, women love force and they want that power. You know, even they try to take power from them. I'm like, what the hell? You know, men love power too because we have to take it by force. Even other men, like countries. I just did a piece on Eastern Europe, and I talk about the conquest of the Tharcian people up in Central Europe, how they conquest others, and then the Illyrian people, how they lost their little tribes and stuff. Conquest, man, that's what my channel is based off on. Like when people do things, they change the politics and the languages, and they disperse them and merge with them, and that's the same thing. Like when you talk about gender dynamics, yeah, that's part of it, you know, and the culture change. You're kind of assimilated in that culture. So yeah, power is taken by force and bloodshed. It's not pretty. and
And
the women's got to convert. Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying. But let's say in the society, it seems like, uh, for whatever reason, women have way more power to get things happen more than men. So that's why it seems like a lot of women don't respect men. So let's say a man yells at a woman. All of them had to say, he hit me, even if he didn't. Now the man he can lose his freedom. He can get killed even if she doesn't have physical power, she has the threat to control your life power. That changes a dynamic when a woman can say, "What you gonna do? I bet you won't hit me." You get what I'm saying? So it changes the way that people operate. That's why you don't really have respect, and that's why you have so much disrespect, and that's why people can't connect. Because if somebody thinks they're like, okay, a woman, I could be wrong. I'm always gonna say caveat, I could be wrong, but if a woman thinks she is more powerful than you, why would she really respect you? What can you do to her? Let's say she has more money. I mean, it's not everyone, it's not all the time, but in general, it's about why should I respect you? Who are you? And that goes down to the thing they call hypergamy. For me to respect you, I have to feel that you're better than me. And even if you are, if I don't believe it, then I really won't show you respect because I feel I'm better than you and I can do better. And that's the whole argument. I'm done. I'm done with this because I can keep going on this all day because it's interesting. It's intriguing. It's a philosophical and ideological issue, but it's redundant. You got to want to change, and if people don't want to change, it's going to be the way it is.
Right. That's what I kind of agree with that. They have to willing to change, and even when I hear these topics around these spaces, you cannot change the mindset of what women do. That's a difficult task, and men got to work on themselves for that things to happen. Even though we can't change them because we all we got at this point. Because power is taken. Before women respect us ever again. I think I got a story about those groups Hebrew Israelites talk about. Like they said the same thing. They said, women don't respect you if you ain't got no power like that or force. They don't care. You may have the money and all that stuff, but when it comes to power and bloodshed, that's what they respect. And if you ain't dominating, they're not going to be with you, and that's just usually the way it is. And some men take offense to that on different platforms. I think Platten mentioned this a few times too on certain streams, and he slipped that in there. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta be that dude, man. They like dudes that have power. They complain about the the Pookies and Ray Rays all the time. Well, they take it by force. That's just dominant. I don't want to use that the educated. I don't like using that, but I'm just saying. You got to show assertiveness. Assertiveness is key. I mean, that's what these spaces are supposed to be about. But and you can see it on panels. And when I saw Ty City stood his ground, that's a start. But but not every man's not going to be Ty City. You know what I mean? Because everybody's got their, like you said earlier in my self live stream about the emotions. That's the hard part for us men. You know what I mean? When we hear of women talk, that voice lights up. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Totally. I'm like, I enjoy listening to women. However, one of the things that I've noticed is that more women tend to want to speak than they want to listen. So a lot of women really don't want to hear what men are saying. They want to speak.
Yeah, that's why I just want to just throw this topic out because I was saving it for Sunday. I said, let me get this one out the way. And I'm glad the lady came up and spoke her piece and she had her input. Normally I don't usually have them up here, but this discussion, I said, well, this is needed. I don't see what the algorithms pulls. And I said, you know what, let me try something.
You know what? I'm gonna say something. I normally don't say it, but sometimes I wish, like, women, when they come in these spaces, I want to understand what is your purpose for coming. Are you coming just to try to understand men better? Are you coming to improve yourself? Just to know. Like me, I like to listen to people because I always want to hear other people's positions to see if I can learn something or if I'm going to be entertained by whatever silliness they say. But I don't go really listening to women talk very much. Like I may every now and then, like, because let's say we got into an argument with a certain person. So just to hear the argument, I may go and check them out. And every now and then, because maybe somebody have a topic that I might find interesting, I may go up there and make a point. Because whenever people argue a belief, but it's not really based on fact, then sometimes I challenge it. There's nothing wrong with an opinion or thinking a certain thing, but if you can't prove it, then this is just what you believe. I always make a joke. I can believe I'm the most handsome man on earth, but can I prove it? I can't, but I can believe it. So I that's what I go and try to figure out when I hear people speak. But when women come to the manosphere, I always want to know, what is their purpose? Are you looking to figure out to be with the man? Are you looking to understand men better? Are you looking to feel your anger towards men? That's what I want to know when I listen or when I see women here sometimes. That's just my question for any woman who ever listens.
Yeah, that's my same question. I told Renaissance, she stated her case. She's wanting to learn men better. You know, she's dealing with her education. She's not married and all, which is cool. And I talk to her in the chat like most of the time, but even on panels, and she come here just to learn. And her and I think Toya, they the only two that I noticed in the chat talk about that, and which is a good thing. And some women, they ain't gonna tell you if they in for chaos. They so sneaky, they get quiet. They have this guilt laugh, and I've noticed that too. And I'm like, wow, you know. And I learn a lot from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's up, Oni?
What's
You be
going on?
quiet, brother.
Oh no, I'm just listening. I'm listening, man. Don't worry. I'm not I'm not idle. I'm not knocked out somewhere.
Yeah.
But I'm listening though.
Let me. Sorry, brother. Continue.
And to answer your other question, I had a little bad experience working with a family member. So I mean, it was cool at first, but then it started to go downhill. So it's kind of slippery slope to hire a family member.
Well, I understand. Listen, objectively, I understand why people wouldn't, but overall, most people trust family before they trust strangers. They're like,
Oh no, absolutely no. I definitely do believe that. You know, I definitely do believe that. If that's what they want to do, you know what I mean? I'm not mad at them.
yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm going, sorry, it's a joke. I feel like I'm going Edward Anderson, going long-winded. So sometimes I want other people to speak so I can shut up.
No, he has content. I understand why he does it, and sometimes he just can't help that. That's just it. I have no issues with him. I mean, I talked to him in the chat a few times on the panel with him. He gets very long winded, but he's making some points underneath the long windedness. I get it. I get it. If it's a good topic or similar to this, he's making it substantial like that, you know, and he'll drop his points. And he did that over at Platinums, and I was impressed that he came over to the panel like that. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be interesting.
I find Edward to be entertaining. I listen a lot.
Yeah, that too.
When you got time to kill and you just want to listen to something, I just turn on Edward and I listen because he's gonna say a hell of a lot, and it's gonna eat up the time.
Yeah. Oh, he makes the time go fast. I do know that from over at BGS. Roger, I've seen him on Bernard Riley once, and he kills it. You know, I don't say nothing bad about that. That's just who he is. That's his personality. Period.
Yeah, he's a long-winded dude, but if you listen to him, he makes valid points. You don't have to always agree, but his points, or at least you can follow them. You can follow his logic.
Yeah, his voice is content, and even though he's got content too, but him and Lil Big Nate, they do the same thing. Lil Big Nate's the same way. If you really listen
to Little Big Nate.
If you listen to him, say, I remember I was subscribed to Fantastic one time last year. This is before he had a channel. This dude was so long with it. I said, this dude needed to have his own channel and his content. And I knew he was going to replace Obsidian because they're so dramatic. And boy, thanks to Zero saying that, I agree. This dude's got some good content, and he's making waves. I'm proud of him getting those subscribers. I remember him over there, and this dude is something else, man. I mean, the content keeps flowing. You know, yeah, he talks about his little politics and everything, but that dude is something else. Yeah.
I have to go listen to him. Sometimes when people are like, every time I hear him, he's like extremely passionate. So I don't know how much I can take of that. You know, like when people like, I'm like, okay, that's a little too much for me. I try, but is can you go back and forth and in the civil discourse?
Yeah. I get tired of that too. It's like, why are you yelling?
Yeah.
It's like, geez, man, like damn.
Yeah, it's just, you know, I will admit I don't know a lot. I'm trying to learn. A lot of people know stuff I don't. I'm pretty good at connecting the dots, but I can always be off with my assessment. So I don't try to make things concrete because I may not have all the information. However, sometimes when I hear people and they go so hard, it's like instead of just saying, "Hey, you're wrong with your thoughts," or maybe you don't know what you're talking about, it's like you dumb this. I'm like, really, all the time. It's just funny to me, it's hilarious, but it's like, wow. I guess it's better for us not to speak.
Yeah, that's why I be very quiet.
Mhm.
Shinobi Sphere is always watching.
Mhm.
Yeah, I appreciate passion. I do. I'm just and I'm oblivious to words, but I just don't enjoy it because if you go like even if you curse whatever you do, because I can curse. I'm like a sailor. So the whole point that I have, I guess my issue would be I'm gonna let you speak, but then let me speak too. A lot of people don't do that. Like the Mr. F you talk about, every time I hear him get into arguments with people, he never let them finish, and I'm like, man, that irritates me because if you want people to listen to you and you want to be right, well, let somebody at least give you a rebuttal. Let somebody at least try to refute your argument. But some people won't even let you do that. It's like, why are we talking then? If you just want to speak, you can just go ahead and do a video and I'll respond to your video once you're done instead of us going back and forth when you gonna overtalk me and then I'm gonna try to talk and it seems like I'm overtalking you because you ain't letting me speak and vice versa. It's crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, he's normal like that. Last time I was on the panel was at Art of New Style when they did the DMX tribute with the painting, and me and BGS and Beasley was on that panel, and we destroyed that dude. And then Charles found out that Chauvin was going to do time, but actually he's doing more time now because what the sentencing and things, and he haven't even made content, and he lost a few views the past couple of weeks. I think Coed talk about it, and I said, yeah. He's getting it because his fans only loyal until they go to the next live, and then he tries to say something slick over at Ramil's. It's like, dude, stick to your career because you might not have it. Yeah, you be over retirement in the military, but dude, you better watch it. You're not even high rank. I mean, he's getting money out of retirement, but he's not gonna get enough because I know how they work their little systems. I know some people that was in the military and they said, yeah, they don't get paid as much. I know because it's changed because the economy. I think me and Gerald talked about it. They said they don't have enough guys to come back and stop all the, we was talking about what uprisings and Armageddon, right? Ties into, the gender politics. It's not enough people. You can't control the mouths to feed. You know what I mean? It's tough. Some people love their families tight, and some of them die for them. That's good and all, but corporations, they don't care. They ruthless. And I've
Yeah,
noticed that, man. I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Like when my older cousin, like he toured, damn, like he toured in Afghanistan and I believe Iraq too. Like this was like in the early 2000s, and he was just talking about. He was like, yeah, like he that cutthroat. Like he was just like he was just like I'm so glad that I'm out. You
I can,
know.
I'm a military guy. I could go in on this, but I am not. I'm just gonna let y'all speak.
So yeah, so him and my granduncle, like they served this country and they said fuck this.
There's benefits and detriments okay, let me say this. The military can be extremely beneficial for you. I think the only detriment is that you miss out on being able to do certain things. And I'm not going to go into detail about other people, but if I was active, if I was serving, what amazes me is certain things that you shouldn't be able to say or do because it's punishable by the UCMJ and you represent badly. Like they can give you an Article 134. I mean, just anything in a general article. So it makes me question people's who like all it takes is one person showing it to your chain of command and you can get disciplined in JP. So I don't understand a lot of things. There's things I would never have said when I was active. Never. You know, so some things are beyond my thoughts. I don't get it. It's strange to me. And as long as you're in the service, you represent the country. So you got to always be real careful for what you say. So when I hear people who are serving saying crazy stuff, I'm like, boy, you really risking it. That's just my belief.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I won't be saying reckless things during the election and all that stuff, but it comes back to bite you. And then he said he was gonna run for politics. I was like, dude, they got you recorded online, man. I mean, these dudes just don't care. These dudes don't care. And that's why certain ones are smart. They're very careful what they do, man.
Yeah, what you do in the past can come back depending on what you want to do with your life. It can bite you. You got to be really, really
Mhm.
careful on how you
Right.
move. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
think enough, or they don't have, like you say, mentors or people to educate them in the right way to make sure that they make the proper decisions, that their life is not detrimentally affected when they become older. You know.
Mhm.
Well, fellas, I ran my mouth long enough. It's been a pleasure. I'm just gonna be listening to Wings. I'll be here.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Always welcome.
All right, appreciate it. Take care,
All
gentlemen.
right.
Take care, brother.
All right. Peace. Yeah, man. It's just like the topic, you know. I know my boy Coed is on. I just say, so what's up to them in the chat? I've been 13 out the box, man. Like I've had 13 people come in the chat. I mean, shouts out to people that came through, man. You know, I won't keep this going because I know he's just started the third show. I'm just gonna let him talk and do his little rant. So, because I don't know if
He's
I'm
on
going. Yeah, he's on right now, but but now we can chill. He probably ain't talking about much. I'm just gonna let him build up his little audience. But if someone wants to come up, whatever. But I don't mind building. It's been 2 hours. I'm wait to the 3 hour mark and I'll knock it down. I'll go over there.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad Renaissance came. She asked me for some help. I said, I don't mind helping, but it takes time.
That's a good look, man. That's definitely a good look.
Yeah. I'm getting sleepy. Okay. She says she's getting sleepy. Everyone has their own experience in the military. Exactly. Facts.
Yeah, that is a fact,
Yeah. I'm consistent on the 10 today because normally I didn't, but I had like 13 in the box. Just a couple minutes CG3 was talking. And if I
Yeah.
came to 30, that's some of it's my subscribers, man. That's usually the way it is. And I had someone came in the subscription today, so talking about this topic. So we good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on a panel, was it Tuesday? So, I'm good. Yeah, I might have to be in the clouds in third shift. We'll see. Because I don't know if he's gonna open up a panel. I'll come by later on this thing and see how this
Yeah,
goes.
I ain't trying to do another repeat because shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man. Oh man, like I had trouble getting up this morning. I was like, damn, son.
Yeah.
But I was over at Ism's panel, man. It was fun. It was fun. Yeah, it was just like because I was also waiting on my cousin
Go on, Tampa. Mm-hmm.
coming back from the city and shit. I was like, oh damn, like I really gotta go to bed. I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going. Yep, lights out.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things. But I mean, they updated StreamYards.
Mm.
They updated my shit. I was like, whoa. Yeah. Yeah. And I got Geralt back, one of my favorite armors. Usually Griffin. I'm just gonna switch it back to I'm going to go over here. Yeah, let me put this right back. Yeah.
Oh man, I've been I've been training like a damn workhorse for the past like couple of days when I got my new weapon, man. Whoo!
Oh
Shit.
wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got your new weapon, huh?
Yeah, man. It's out in the training room.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Boy, whoo.
I'm gonna get my last call in. Hold on. This is my second link. This is the last call, y'all. If y'all want to join, that's good.
Last call
Man.
for alcohol.
Yeah.
Call for alcohol.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, it might be. He came through to the guys. And yeah, man.
Man. We the villains from this side.
Oh yeah, we sure are, man. But yeah, it is very redundant, and that's why I want to talk about. I'm glad I did this tonight. I know it's Thursday night because normally I wouldn't have done it, but this was going to be a Sunday stream. I said, you know what, let me do this tonight, and I know people's getting. And I caught it at the right time. I'm glad I did a self stream. It
Yeah,
was short. It
you
was short. It was an hour. It was an hour, and then it was outside of my backyard. And then I decided to do this one. I said, let me get my thoughts together, and I got this one down. I got this out the bag. And I'm feeling good, man. Like I got 13 out of the box this time. I mean, yeah, I got a lot of views now, so it's gonna go up after this, and if they watch it, so this is a good one right here.
Yeah, man. And shout out to you, man. You got a lot of legs, brother.
Yeah,
19. Woo.
19 already. Yeah, man. Yeah,
You just hit a grand slam, nigga.
yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I mean, yeah, man. I mean, it's
Yeah,
deserving, man. I mean, Coed's got
man.
10 out the box right now, like me. So it's up and down. Hey,
Yeah,
you gotta
but
do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
it just lets you know that they all listening.
Oh yeah, people listen. Well, when you have a topic like this, they are because if it's something else, they ain't gonna be like,
Oh, yeah, bro. Like I went into my library, man. Like when I checked on my live from last night, I was like, God damn, 86 views? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, they
shit.
do that. Yeah, and some
I
people
was
watch it on the replay. That's how I get mines, man.
like, shit, man. I was like, well, I mean, shit, I did have some heavy hitters. Shout
Yeah,
out to Sheed.
yeah. I mean, I had him when mainstream media was transiting. You came on, man. That was like, yeah, it was a good panel. So you gotta do what you gotta do. You're 18, man. I got 80 views already, but see, that's those 13 out in the boxes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm getting there.
yeah, man. Yeah, we getting there, man. We getting there. But it's okay. Every hero has to die.
Yeah.
I learned that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Don't save them. They don't want to be saved, nigga. Leave them alone. Let them self-destruct. Sometimes individuals need a rude awakening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Shit.
man.
Because shit. It's not a good look. Definitely not a good look.
Yeah. I'm glad people just came through. I mean, yeah, it's a 2 hours and you know, and I'm
Yeah,
glad.
man.
Yeah, I started at what 8 o'clock Eastern time. Now it's 10:39, which is cool. And
Which is good. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, that's what I've been pretty much doing, man. Is like ending it at the 3 hour mark, you know. But sometimes, you know, what I mean, I like to continue on playing music.
yeah. I had Sexy Red on the panel, boy. Woo, I might have to watch this as a restream. We'll see. Yeah, yeah. I said, yeah, I did it. I'm in the skin game, huh? Yeah. I'm just playing. I'm playing. Yeah.
Well, hold up. But I'm not.
Yeah, but that's only one, but that's out of that, I'm good.
Yeah, 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 pretty much. Pretty much.
Because
It's
I
like,
don't get that many over
no,
here. And that's a good
no,
thing.
that's
I don't
it.
want no
That's it.
bullshit. Yeah.
It's like, that's it. No more. No
No
mas.
more. No
No
more.
mas. No, no mas.
I
No
only
mas.
did this for the tonight. This is my thoughts where I stand. So yeah. I'm pulling a ruthless nice one on y'all.
Ruthless, but in a nice way.
Mhm.
It's like, haha, careful now. Oh, man. Shit. Man, oh, man. I hope everybody got their popcorn ready. Because, shit, Act 3 of this summer is going to be a killer.
Mhm.
Make sure you roast your marshmallows too. If you're having s'mores and shit.
Yeah.
Cause boy, you in for one hell of a treat.
Mhm. And that's just it. I mean, it's wild, man. Like for
Hell yeah. Shit looking like the Badlands right now.
yeah.
Badlands, Badlands. Into the Badlands. God dang. Yeah.
Damn, yo. It's on, but yeah, she got to do her class. She asked her if I'm gonna stay up. Nah, I usually do 3 hours. She can watch on the replay, but yeah, she was on the panel, and
She was
then
on the panel, y'all. She
yeah,
was on
so
the panel.
so I don't usually do like 5 or 6 hours. Now I ain't got enough headspace for that yet. I'm getting there, but it's not going to be easy. So I got to have an environment to get that right. So I'm a work in progress, but it's baby steps because we ain't in the fall yet. So,
Not yet. Not. Nope. We are not. We are not.
yeah.
So enjoy the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the summer.
Yeah.
Rather you won't have a hot boy summer or a hot tear summer. Either way, shit.
Uh-huh.
Enjoy while it lasts. You never know. You might get burnt.
Mm-hmm.
Better put on some sunscreen.
And that's just like, yeah, you gotta enjoy it while it lasts. And I'm good for the rest. And I'm just like,
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Man, this day was very hot. Sheesh. But I did see a couple of fat asses at my job, though.
yeah, that's usually the way it is. I used to have a job like that.
Make sure you don't hit the customer's car and shit.
Yeah. I used to be like that as a barista, and I saw a lot of hoes on the job, even right next to me. Man, it was something else. I don't miss it that much. I said, damn, but it was sure to see the nice hoes in broad daylight. See what
Yeah,
they was packing. They didn't care.
yeah. I had this one. Oh man. Sheesh. She had. Oh God. She had the yams. I was like, I don't know if that ass is real or that ass is fake, but
Mm-hmm.
sheesh.
Sheesh.
Seen a couple of coworkers. I was like, oh, oh Lord, sheesh. Let me look away.
Mm-hmm.
Look away. I don't
Yeah.
want no troubles.
I don't want no troubles either. But, even once
I
was
don't want
married.
no. I don't want no problems, man. Like I'm just here. I'm just here to do my shift and get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got time for this dumb shit. Shit. Seen too many female customers. Wow, showing out. I'm like, yo, she really doing this right now?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what?
He said, "What, brother?"
It's like, nah, nah.
Nah, bro.
Nah, I ain't ready for all that. Like, nah, she. Shit, there was plenty of, man, I mean, skin. Sheesh. It's like, man, gotta love it.
Yeah. But like I got people out the box today, but it was a great conversation, man, because the builds we decided to do today, but I'm glad I pushed this today, and I'm like, instead of doing it Sunday, so it's a back-to-back stream, and so the fellas enjoyed it, people enjoyed it. And yeah, I got the numbers today. So, because yesterday was just a drool.
Mm.
Yeah, oh, I got 10 again. Well, that's great. I know people's in there and just doing their thing. So, you just got to keep striving. But, but I'm just gonna wait till the 3 hour mark hits. So it ain't 11 o'clock yet. So I'm gonna wait. But yeah, it is super redundant. I mean, if you talk about gender politics all day and how to deal with women all day in relationships, that's a big
Yeah.
money. That's a big money breaker, and that's what people are selling on in the sphere. And I've noticed that's a pattern. And I saw this at March when those women try to took over, like the new wave of trying to be like the pink pill. I'm like, they worse.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they worse, and they didn't really last that long. hmm
They sipping
Thanks
on
to A&T, man, he kind of dust them off, man. That was a 2 month experiment and it didn't work.
He like, hold that.
Yeah. Shouts out to A&T. He's surviving out there now.
You're like, hold that.
Hold that. With the JX, the big homie, came in and saved this behind.
Get in the car. Clack.
Go clack, boom. Yeah, the big homie's crazy, man. She come in the door. If you talk about her, bank.
Shit.
I'm glad she don't come my way, man. That's a good thing. Because if you mention the title, she'll bring her followers. I was like, oh hell no. We all over that. We all over that.
Yeah, they're like, yo, Jess, somebody's talking about you.
Ditika, like my teeth, darling. My teeth, darling. And she comes in there with that accent. I said, oh my God, here we go.
Oh, they setting up the traps. Like, goddamn, bruh. What can you do?
Look out below.
Like, oh my God, we need to do something about the women. No, they don't care.
They don't care. They don't care, bro. They don't care, bro.
They don't care, bruh. Stop. In the words of Ty City, they don't care. Don't be that dumbass on any panel and you see me doing this.
Who mans is this?
Don't be that dumbass.
But you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Like you gotta take this time.
Beware of these purple paradise sippers. And yeah, these pink Moscato folk. No relation. But yeah, those individuals are the worst.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they beyond the elephant graveyard. Think of it like they're like in the deep, deep bowels of the Amistad. Yeah. Ain't no coming back for them.
Yeah. Damn, could have got 24. I got 11 in the chat. Appreciate you, fellas. Whoever's in the chat watching me, salute to y'all, brothers. Because of this topic, I know what it is. Nah, it's the topic. Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, sir? Sir Anthony?
Yeah. Oh, it's Rashawn.
What up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Shout out to the brothers. Shout
Yeah,
out to the
man.
villains.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like us. Too bad.
Too bad we still here. I know.
Fuck around and what a Q-tip and virtually smudge your fake eyebrows.
Right. We got the Shinobi spirit in the building.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm watching everything too.
We need some new recruits though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just to be just to observe what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Red Supreme is I do something else. He's got some good topics. I gotta see his pre-records later. Yeah, he be going in.
Oh yeah, I've been peeping them out too.
Yeah, I just subscribed him the other day, like this month. He has some good. I meant to subscribe him earlier, but he's good. I used to watch this stuff 2 years ago, and these panels and stuff with Kendra and Angry Man and BGS. He has some good stuff.
Mm. Yeah, I just started checking his channel out. I was like, oh shit. Hey, okay. Right on, brother. Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Keep fighting the good fight, man. They don't like us. We don't care. If they don't care, shit. We shouldn't either. At this point, I shall not go far beyond. But in this line of work, I have to see what's going on. Make sure, they ain't planning no invasion over here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because there will be hell on earth.
Oh yeah. Sure will be.
She fuck with the wrong villains.
Mm-hmm.
We're reform heroes.
Yep.
Gee. You miss me with all that gender politics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Alright? I do not care. Relationships? That.
Yeah. I don't do those. Only this one tonight because I just felt like this is redundant and I was coming at it with that angle. I'm glad I did. I was going to save it for Sunday. I said, you know what? Let me talk about this and just go in depth into the meat of it, and it was on my chest. I said, you know what? Let me do 2 live streams because yesterday was like, ugh, it was something else.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
This Negro really killed me with Kilty talk about, oh, I know about Taoism. Oh, really?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Oh,
Please.
that's funny. Yeah, that stream was funny. He was,
I was like, please, do tell.
that is wild.
Yeah,
It was wild. Yeah.
like, tell me more, please.
And talking about Kung Fu and Mac, which is some wild ass shit.
Like, what the hell is going on? Like, no, we're not doing this. Like, oh no.
Oh, we're definitely not doing this.
Like, oh, hell fucking no. Kung Fu and Mackin, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they need to shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, you been unsubbed for him? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Coed is live. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's been 3 hours, so it's 11.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's time to me to shut this down. I don't want to go any longer.
yeah. I gotta check how he's doing before I knock out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, brother.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Yeah. Shouts out to everybody. Kane, Sir Anthony. Okay. Toya. Who else came? CD3, Sexy Red, known as Renaissance Chick, New, Mike V, Don Gordito. Shouts out to everyone that came through. Appreciate China White for sharing the video. Juan G's. Who else was in here? It was a couple people in here. Gold Professor, American Negro. Yeah, shouts out to you people and Rashawn on the panel. Yeah. Let me stop for a minute. Hold on. Let me. So with that, I want to say peace and shalom.